Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. The Stanley Cup final is all tied up as the Hurricanes used a 3-goal first period to beat the Golden Knights 5-3 last night in Vegas in Game 4 of the Cup Finals. Best of sevens tied at 2 games apiece. Carolina will host Game 5 Thursday. In baseball Tuesday, the Reds put a halt to their 5-game slide. Sal Stewart's 2-run shot in the 11th gave Cincinnati a 5-3 win in San Diego. Redlegs look to take the series against the Padres this afternoon at 4:10. Cincinnati's going to host Arizona on Friday. As for Cleveland, the Guardians dropped their second straight to the Yankees, falling 3-2 yesterday at Progressive. New York looks to break out the brooms in Cleveland this afternoon at 1:10. Guardians maintain a half-game lead on the White Sox in the AL Central. And the 2026 Men's World Cup starts tomorrow in Mexico City. Team USA battles Paraguay Friday night in Los Angeles. This update is sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling, together to serve you better. Schedule today at thewaterworks.net.
Your morning just got more interesting. Distilled and barrel-picked for your listening pleasure. Bo Bishop, a local sports media legend. What William T. Sherman was to the Union Army, he is to Northern College football. A husband, a father, and middling youth sports coach. He's friends with Central Ohio sporting royalty.
Talking to Ohio State Athletic Director Ross Bjorken. Coach Day walking on with us right now. Good to see you, buddy. Good buddy, Austin Ward. My good buddy, Tim May, the Tim May Show. The great Doug Lavery's joining us.
Hi, everybody. Dom Barry here.
Oh, Reese came in and he handed me papers.
Yeah,
and then he said, "You see that button? That's the only button you need to worry about. Don't touch. There's 8,000 buttons in front of me." Oh, I didn't know what he was talking about.
The one that says on.
We blew the budget on this imaging, and only 2 guys answered our ad on Craigslist. Ryan Baker and Eric Reeser. Act accordingly. You're now listening to Bishop and Friends.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years.
All right, let's do it live on a First Friday Miracle edition of the program. Bo and the boys with you for the next 3. Loaded up, a little higher, lower, coming your way at 10 o'clock. Jake Trotter going to join us fresh off his birthday yesterday. I'm sure he'll have some thoughts. He's the only one of the folks that we regularly have on the show who's actually been to Lubbock, Texas, so I'm sure he'll have some thoughts on how everything has gone down with Brendan Sorsby and Texas Tech and kind of the fallout with all of that. So he'll join at 10:30. At 11 o'clock, it is a Hey Guys First Friday. Get your Hey Guys questions into the fellows. We will answer those coming up at 11 o'clock. Get your officially endorsed on a hot First Friday edition of the program. This actually happened yesterday. This happened to me. So we have an overpass that I have to take every single day that is under construction. So if you can envision this in your mind, they've installed temporary lights on each side of the overpass so that the overpass is still functional, but it's one lane at a time. Okay, it's a one lane at a time overpass, and so you hop on it and you see the red light, and guess what red means? Stop. Pretty simple. Green means go. Again, pretty simple. We learned this pretty young. So yesterday, I pull up to the stop, and I'm the number 2 car behind the red light. And the car in front of me is Pennsylvania plates, starts kind of nudging forward on the red light. So I don't know if he's new to this particularly overpass or new to the construction, or if he's new to driving or new to having any sort of common sense or understanding of red and green. I have no idea. My hunch is he's just a moron, and I think as we continue, you're going to get that articulated pretty accurately, but he's not alone. So my Pennsylvania plates guy, decides, you know what? This is red, but I'm in a big damn hurry. So I'm just going to go. So keep it. Now there's probably like 20, 25 cars stacked behind me at this point. So he goes. So I watch. I go, oh, my God. What? No, you can't. Don't do that. So here he goes. We're going over the overpass. He actually gets over the overpass, and he's starting to go down the other side, and guess what's coming up the other side? The other lane of traffic, which is led by 2 semi-trucks.
I was just about to say, big-ass truck.
Guess who's not backing up, boys? Big-ass truck. He ain't backing up. He ain't doing it. So now my little minivan, Pennsylvania plate minivan, is trying to back up and save the jokes. Man, by the way, not Pops out there listening to Montana, not woman driver, man idiot from Pennsylvania. Now he is trying to back up across the across the overpass. So he's backing up across the overpass. So now it becomes abundantly clear that he's never backed up a car in his life, because the pace with which he's backing up, I would say, is that of a first-time walker of 18 months. That's about the pace that you're looking at. Just barely. So now, as this is happening, guess who's getting really pissed off? Everybody behind me. So I'm getting honked at because guess what? The light's now green. Hey, dummy, why aren't you going? You on your phone, moron? What's your problem? Everyone's yelling at me, honking. I'm getting the bird. The guy behind me, I get out of my car. So then this is my only instinct. I get out of my car and I'm like, all right, look, you can't go. It's blocked. I'm trying to mind things. Yeah.
Out the car.
I'm out of the car.
Trying to direct this.
Telling people I can't go. There's nowhere to go. You got big problems coming here. Okay? You got a guy who's trying to back up. You got a whole line of traffic led by 2 semi-trucks. There's nowhere to go. Do they listen to me? No. Now, the guy behind me is recording all of this, and he goes, what an idiot. Pennsylvania plates. What an idiot. Moron. The guy behind him, though, is in a pickup truck with a trailer, and he has 3 Mercedes Sprinters on the trailer. Okay? He's in such a damn hurry that he says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take these construction barrels and I'm going to move them, and I'm going to go around you idiots who are not going on the green light, and now I'm going to go because it's green and I got places to go. So I'm going, and I'm waving. I'm going, no. Doesn't care, doesn't listen. Moves the barrels, goes out in now what is now about to be oncoming traffic. Again, the truck and Pennsylvania plates are slowly coming across the overpass. So now he's going. So, okay, dummy, here you go. So now what? So he starts going. So he gets on the overpass and then sees the problem that I was trying to tell him why you can't go. Did he act alone? Nope. 2 more pickups followed right behind him. So now you have 3 vehicles that are on the overpass, a whole line of traffic led by 2 semi-trucks, and a Pennsylvania plates minivan idiot driving backwards. Okay? So out of my rearview mirror, I see a semi-truck now thinking they are going to go around us. I got out of the car. I stood in front of I swear to God, it's all on this guy's camera if he ever hears me talking about this.
Yeah.
I get out of the car and I go, you can't go. And I'm pointing at what's coming. I go, you can't go. If that semi-truck gets on there, no one's ever getting off of anything. I mean, it's done. Just blow the damn thing up. Thankfully, he listened. The semi-truck listened. Thank God. Fellas, it took the better part of 20 minutes. 20 minutes. The people who were working on the overpass, the construction folks, they had to come and move everything to the side. The idiot who moved the construction barrels and tried to go around, he can't back up a vehicle either. I thought for a second all 3 of the Sprinters are going ass over tea kettle. None of them did. The line of traffic now coming the other way is backed up for 3 straight light changes. So all of that traffic has to clear out before you can go over, before this line of traffic can go over. All because one guy is a moron, and because 3 idiots wouldn't listen, and they're morons and had no patience. Folks, we live in a society. There are simple things that we were taught. Red, stop, green, go. Adhere to the rules of society, and it's all going to work pretty smoothly. This isn't that hard.
There's footage of this?
There is. Somebody recorded. The guy behind me was recording the whole thing. Well, if he's listening, he and I were like, now lucky I wasn't in a crazy hurry about any of this stuff, but he and I were just pointing at these people just going, what are you doing? Like, I'm out of the vehicle, physically out of the vehicle, telling you can't keep going. You have to stop. And 3 of them were like, nah, you're an idiot. Watch me do this. Okay, Dukes of Hazzard. Good luck. Clowns. Thankfully, nobody got hurt.
I feel like I would have called the police and had them there waiting for the end of this.
So I thought about that.
So they could hopefully send all of these fools to jail.
I actually thought about that. I thought about should I call?
Is it a highway patrol
Ohio
thing?
Highway Patrol and say, you've got to arrest all of these morons, starting with Pennsylvania plates, then pickup truck with sprinters, the 2 trucks that followed. You don't have to address the orange semi truck. He stayed. Now I had to physically get out of the vehicle and stand in front of him, because if he gets on that thing, then I don't even know how anybody gets anything done. The other thing that struck me as a kid who grew up on a farm and ranch, I can't believe how many people can't back up. Nobody trusts their mirrors at all. They're reliant upon these cameras.
Cameras for that.
Yeah, they can't back up. It's crazy. It was like, it ain't this hard. You got to be able to back up at 10, 15 miles an hour. Like, what is your problem here, kids? What a scene. What a scene. So then, after it finally gets done, Pennsylvania plates, I end up being 2 cars behind him going over the overpass. He was going the same direction I did. And I just flew by him as soon as I got on the freeway, just flew by him. And I just looked at him and I just thought to myself, do you have any guilt for anything that just happened here? Do you have any? I just gave him a stare. Really? Really? That was all you. That was all you and your buffoonery. Red, stop. Green, go. Just listen. That's it. Everything's going to work fine.
I'm wondering because that's the person that every time it's yellow, they go, no, I'm going.
Yeah, for sure.
Because with yellows, you do have to make a calculation, and I would always err on the side of I'm probably not making that, so I'm just going to slow down to a stop. That Pennsylvania person is probably the psycho that says, no, yellow means speed up.
Oh, my God. I knew he was going to do it, too. Knew it. Oh, baby. We've got a series, and a lot of folks are watching. We also had a pretty surreal thing last night in the Deep South, so it's going to be fun to retell a little bit of this. We're off and running on a first Friday, and after yesterday, you can imagine I probably need a drink. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Tri-State Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Common Man here. Join me June 20th for the Common Man Mile at this year's Fan 5K in Westerville. Get signed up at 971therace.com.
The 97.1 The Fan 5K is presented by Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, and the Common Man Mile is sponsored by Rose Pest Solutions. Rose Pest Solutions has been protecting Columbus homes and businesses for over 165 years. Got a pest problem? Rose is the solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
Hey, it's Anthony here for the Good Feet store, and my journey continues. No more agony of defeat. Already this season, I've walked 18 holes twice and lived to tell the story. My personally fit arch supports go where I go, and in this case, right into my shoes, all of them. I just pop them in any pair and off I go. Just having that support and the stability has made a world of difference for me. A while back, I walked into the Good Feet store and walked out with an entirely new outlook. And I knew it right away. After taking the test walk around the store, I felt the difference. And not just that cushy feeling, I'm talking about real support, the kind that makes you feel aligned. For more than 30 years, the Good Feet store has helped thousands of people discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. I experience it daily. I really feel my personally fit arch supports guide my feet into their ideal position. You can make an appointment online or just stop into the Good Feet store in Grove City or on Polaris Parkway in Westerville. Get started at goodfeet.com.
At ADP, we know you want your landscape business to succeed, but we don't know anything about landscaping. ADP only knows how to handle the business of your small business. So if ADP focuses on the payroll and the HR, while you focus on the land and the scaping, success should follow. Just don't expect us to know all about Kentucky bluegrass, zero-turn cutting, or what to do with a woodchuck. That's for you to figure out. Let ADP help your small business focus on the part of the business you're good at. ADP for small business.
At Perkins Local Schools, we wanted to improve our literacy outcomes for our students. The union worked collaboratively with our administration to come up with a solution-driven process to help our students become better readers. We have been able to provide more resources for our teachers and empower our educators to use the best teaching practices to get the best outcomes for our students. My name is Pamela Schertz, and I am a proud member of the Perkins Education Association because strong unions make strong public schools for our students.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Common Man and Timmy.
I love this show. I really do. Give me $1 billion, I'd still show up tomorrow. I really would.
So would I.
I don't want you here. I'd get a different host.
Common Man and Timmy Afternoons on the Fan is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Could see a chance of showers and thunderstorms as we go late afternoon and early evening. Otherwise, for most of us, the sunshine continues to build in throughout the day as highs soar into the low 90s, but with the humidity, it could feel like we're in the mid to upper 90s. For tonight, lows down into the 70s again with partly cloudy skies, and then we'll see some chances of showers and thunderstorms heading into your Thursday. Breezy winds and highs in the low 90s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Miss a little, miss a lot. Catch Bishop and Friends wherever you get your podcasts. It's free.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
The Fan. Reese's mustache is so nice, it has its own area code. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Loyal listener Snags with a great tweet. Get the image of you blocking the semi on Tiananmen Overpass. That would be awesome. I hope the guy who is behind me is listening, because I would love to see it, like me standing in front of a semi truck. Bake, you tried to do this once, huh?
So I believe I can talk about this because all the legalities have been done for a while in this situation.
By the way, any story that starts with "I believe I can talk about this" is fantastic.
So it wasn't exactly like this, but my dad and I, this was a long time ago. This was, I believe, back in 2019. We were going to play golf. And we were heading down 104 to go to the golf course, and it was trash day. And 104, for people that are familiar, is just a 2-lane road, like 55 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And we're in line behind this trash truck as people are trying to go around as traffic is coming the other way. And then all of a sudden, this semi that was a few cars behind us goes out. And there was kind of a curve, and there were cars coming, and there was no way he was going to make it. So I just kind of pulled my car over, veered, and blocked him like, dude, there's no way you're going to make this.
Yeah.
So the other cars finally get up close enough to where they need to pass through, so I get back over, and then the semi, I guess, gets back over in his spot or whatever. So it's time to go around the trash truck, and we go. And we're driving down the road, and all of a sudden, this semi, I guess, I didn't know this, I guess when I went, the semi just went out of turn and followed. And this semi came flying up on us, and we're getting close to where we have to turn to the golf course. And I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do, because if I hit my brakes to turn, we're smoked.
Yeah, you're not slowing that sucker down.
And I'm trying to decide like what I should do. And at about that time, I hear my dad go, Jesus, he's going to hit us. And right as my dad says that, boom, the semi hits us from behind. And so I kind of like obviously the car is shaking. So I'm trying to correct the car, and we kind of go towards the center and then go back towards the curve of the road. He hits us again. And this time when he hits us, he spins us. So we're going backwards, and this had to be like in 30 seconds, but it seemed like it took forever as we're spinning. And I remember looking to the side of the road, trying to control the car and just seeing telephone poles. And I'm like, oh, gosh, please don't hit a telephone pole. So we end up going backwards into the guardrail, and he clips us again as he goes by. And so he hit us a total of 3 times. So I am fuming.
No
I
kidding.
am so angry it is unreal. I throw my phone at my father, who's in the passenger seat, and I'm like, call 911. And the semi went up about 100 yards and pulled off the road.
Yeah.
And I get out of my car and I just start walking towards the semi because I am fuming.
Okay, Bake.
And
this would be the part where I would have intervened and said,
probably. But so the semi-truck driver gets out of his car. He starts running at me, and I'm screaming the whole time, like, what in the world are you? You know, I'm just yelling. This dude comes up and squares up like he wants to fight. And he throws a punch at me.
What?
Swear to God. So I, move, and he throws another punch. And I move, and he throws a third punch. And this time I'm like, all right, enough of this.
Yeah.
So when he throws his third punch, I kind of sidestep, and I reach out, and I grab him by the collar of his shirt, and I just turn and swing and throw him into the guardrail. And the way he hits the guardrail, it's like right under his armpit, like almost his ribs.
Jesus.
And you just hear him go, oh, and he like drops to the ground. So then I like grab him in like a headlock, and I'm ready to fight. And then I see all these cars, like I look up, and I see all these cars driving by slowly. At the time, I worked at another radio station. And I'm just like, oh, this is what I need in the morning. Local radio DJ beats up truck driver on side of road or something like that. So I held him. By this time, my dad comes up, and my dad like grabs another guy that was somebody that had saw it, everything that happened, grabs the guy's feet. And then my dad comes up and just drops his knees on his back, and we hold him till the cops get there. But it was wild.
You're John Rambo.
It was insane.
Bake's a bit, for the folks, Bake's a big dude, too. So, like, this guy, like, swinging on you?
Ran all the way up to me and started throwing punches.
How big was that guy?
He was probably about 6'5", 330 pounds. I'm kidding. He was probably about 5'11", 190 pounds, but he was Hulk Hogan pretty much.
Were there any criminal charges in any of this?
I don't know what exactly happened with that kind of thing. I know he went to jail. The trucking company was from down in Texas, and they had some history, and I believe it folded after this. So,
holy smokes, man!
You're about to fold that guy.
He yelled at me and said I brake checked him and all this. It was ridiculous. Luckily, there were plenty of witnesses that saw it and corroborated everything.
Was there any video footage of this?
No, I don't believe so.
Oh, my God, dude. That's a scene, brother. That is an absolute scene.
I'm sure it was. I remember some lady in a minivan driving by when we had him on the ground, and she's like, is he okay? I was like, ma'am, he just tried to kill us. Keep driving.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, it's not, it's not, is it attempted, it's not attempted murder. I don't even know what the charge would be on something like that.
I have no clue.
That's insanity. Chill out, folks. Chill out, man. It's not, you're all going to be fine. Good Lord. Oh, man. How much of Game 4 did you guys check out last night?
I fell asleep in the third period.
Okay.
I had some other stuff going on, but I saw the third period. I saw all of it through the end.
Yeah, so I watched the beginning, which was awesome. I think ESPN is a really good group of folks that are working on it right now, both pregame and in-game, and watched a little bit of the beginning, and then we ended up watching. Bootsy wanted to see a little bit because Beamsy's been talking about Meet the Parents for like a week. Remember I told you we watched that last week, and so Bootsy wanted to watch a little bit of that, so we watched a little bit of that, and then I was actually watching live when Jordan Stahl scored the goal from his belly. I mean, I was watching live when he did that, which was crazy that he ended up doing that. So that series is tied 2-2. The cool thing about this series and the NBA one, which reignites tonight, is you all are watching, the collective you. Like, the ratings on these have been really, really good. The hockey's upwards of 5 million, something like that, and the NBA is upwards of 19 million a game on these NBA finals. So you are getting a full buy-in from the sports viewing public on this stuff, which is pretty cool to see. And it kind of proves a point still that live sports that matter, we're still drawn to it. Maybe not the way that we were in the 80s when you had 3 channels, or in the 90s when you had 30, but you have infinite, and people still seek this stuff out. And if it's competitive, they'll want to see it. And if that NBA series gets tied 2-2 tonight and you're settled for a best of 3, the way that this hockey one is in the Stanley Cup final, you're in for a treat, man. These are going to be fun, and the competition level is going to be really good in both of them, and people are into it. So very cool. I do find myself now rooting for Vegas. Just with Torts, I just find myself rooting that way. So one other thing in hockey, and this is kind of tangentially connected to us, that the Pierre LeBrun reported on Tuesday that the NHL Players Association informed the Edmonton Oilers that it will want a full investigation on what went down in Columbus with Mike Babcock if the NHL if the NHL team intends to go ahead and hire Babcock. One thing that I thought was very interesting about this, I forgot that Babcock kept Mike Modano out of his 1,500th game and healthy scratched him. Did you guys remember that? Mike Modano retired with 1,499 games, and Babcock healthy scratched him for his 1,500th. I saw that story pop up yesterday. What a crud.
Do you remember the Chris Chelios story where it was something similar? Like he needed it was a streak. I can't remember exactly what it was. So Babcock made him the 7th defenseman and didn't play him. And then he tried to put him in at the end, and Chelios was like, no, I'm good. You can have that.
So petty. So petty. Yeah, so I'll be interested to see what happens. It's Porty with this tweet. Blue Jackets players who are with the club in the summer of 23 will have some off-season interviews, it sounds like. It's a topic they've long wanted to move past, but here we are. Amazing how much turnover has taken place with Blue Jackets since 2023, so we'll see.
Which I don't understand why they want the NHLPA to do a full investigation. Didn't they already do one? They already did one in this, and just give them the report.
It's been done. Give them the report, and if and I like Babcock, not if he's your flavor and you're Daryl Katz, you own the Edmonton Oilers, and McDavid wants him, fine. Good luck, and I hope we wish you all the best of luck in the world. Guy seems like kind of a crud. But yeah, this was years ago at this point. Like, if they want to hire him at this point, let him, and we'll see what comes of it. But be easy to root against. And it was funny with all of it percolating yesterday, just how many of those type of stories. You mentioned the Chelios one, the Madonna one, there are around Babcock. So ESPN does this every single year, their future college football rankings. The Buckeyes are ranked high, but they're not at the top. We'll get you that coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, we put new windows in a Dublin home last week. You wouldn't believe how much new light was let in. Changed the entire mood of the home.
You don't need fancy windows to change the mood of a room, Leslie. Know what else will do that? Wilson's Wicks, my new candle line. Here, smell this one.
Oh, that's bad.
I call it warm tuna salad. It's not for everyone.
Get the windows that can completely change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
Common Man and Timmy. Voted America's dumbest show by Marconi voters. Common Man is a Columbus radio legend. And by legend, I mean it's a miracle he hasn't been fired yet. And Timmy is, well, Timmy will complain about anything and everything. And he kind of looks like a woman. Giggity, giggity, giggity. So there's that. Common Man and Timmy.
Sponsored by Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Welcome back to What Is That Thing? Today our guest is
Dr. Melvin Parsbrucker. I invented the sump pump.
Ah, the sump pump. I've heard Apex pros talk about those.
Yes, the pros who knows are true experts in sump pumpology.
So, Doctor, what is that thing?
You see, a sump pump is a device designed to pump out sump.
Sump?
For the pump.
You say the pumps?
Sump.
Sump. And what exactly is sump?
It's what gets pumped.
I want to be sure I'm hearing you right. Sump?
Sump.
And that's what gets
pumped. Look, maybe Apex Pros can explain it at your level.
Well, Apex Pros says sump pumps are made to keep groundwater from accumulating and flooding your basement, especially this time of year with the big spring rains and the uniquely shallow water table in and around Franklin County. A simple sump pump can protect your home from tens of thousands of dollars in damage.
It's made to sump the pump.
Of course.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for almost 80 years. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
What's up? What's up, man? Sup with you?
Sponsored by Apex Pros, the pros who knows.
All right, here's what's up on a First Friday Miracle edition of the program. ESPN does this every year around this time. They put together their future power rankings of college football teams, not where they are now, but where they are headed. Ohio State is every year very, very high on this list. I think last year they were ranked second on this list. They've been first. I feel like they've been first at one point, but they're always in the top three. They are not first again this year. They are second again this year, and this is what the ESPN experts, I want to say Adam Rittenberg, puts this together, and they do it over several categories. They look at the quarterback situation, they look at offensive line, defensive line outlook, roster management, star power, and then coaching staff is kind of the way that they manage all of it. And the Buckeyes come in number 2 for a second consecutive year. Last year's number 1 was Texas. They dropped to number 3. Notre Dame is number 1 on this list, which is pretty interesting to say the least. But on the Buckeyes, Rittenberg writes on the quarterback situation, despite an abrupt ending this season, Julian Sayin had an excellent first year, leading the nation with 77% completion percentage, finishing 4th in touchdowns while throwing for 3,600 yards. Sayin could play through 2027, but Ohio State has successor in Tavian St. Clair, the nation's number 10 recruit in 2025, who excelled during spring practice. Some glowing thoughts on the offense and defensive line. This one is interesting because this is really what this is about. It's the roster management part of it. Rittenberg writes the Buckeyes absorbed an NFL draft hit with 4 first-round picks, 3 second-rounders, weren't overly active in the portal other than defensive line and secondary. Go through some of the additions there. The Buckeyes retained Sayin, Jeremiah Smith, gives some credit for some of the other guys and bringing in Chris Henry and some of the guys in the recruiting class, coaching staff, Ryan Day and his staff, absorbing the loss of Brian Hartline, so forth and so on. Number 2 in the nation ain't bad in terms of where you're at and where you're going. And it is the most consistent college football program of all of them. Is Ohio State. For 50 years, really never a dip. And it's kind of stayed there for various reasons that we talk about all of the time. I do think that what we saw last year was a massive evolution of how Ohio State roster builds. This was truly the first year where it was a little bit different in terms of guys who left and guys who came in. I think this will be the last year that Ohio State signs 28 kids. I don't think you're going to see that ever again. I think you're going to see 15 to 18 at best. I think you're going to chase 5 to 8 5-stars, and then you need another 8 kind of Ohioans who bleed scarlet and gray and that are 3-star kids who can be developed and will stick around and who don't need the biggest bag of all time. And so I think this really is a microcosm of what Ohio State has been able to do over the course of really 5 decades when you think about it. Ohio State is always evolving. They are always staying with the times. When the sport changes the way that it is governed or the sport changes the way that it is adjudicated, Ohio State is at the cutting edge of it. And I do think that this year was kind of a seminal moment in the roster building side of it because it was a bigger free agent haul in the portal than what we had seen previously in terms of numbers. Before that, Ohio State was just top shelf hunting. They were just, give me 3 of these, give me a Caleb Downs, give me a Julian Sayin, give me those Seth McLaughlin, get me those type of guys, give me a Will Howard. But they had to have some depth this year in the portal. They needed some depth because they had some mass exodus. I mean, we had 2 5-star receivers leave, ironically, to Notre Dame. I mean, that's not something that ever happened here before. Those guys were always retained, but they left. And so you had to answer for that. And I do think that whatever the sport has for the future, Ohio State will be prepared for it because they always have been, and they have the smartest people among the smartest people in the sport that are working it. But at the same time, this is a little bit different than what Ohio State has been the last 3 to 4 years. And I think that that's noteworthy, that the roster building is a little bit different now than it was 3 and 4 years ago, and even different than it was a year ago. And I think we'll look back to 2025 into 2026 as the moment that this kind of changed a little bit.
Yeah, I would say for this list, it all feels probably right where these teams are. I do wonder if roster building and roster management, if they just fluctuate year to year, where people try to figure out, and I mean the general college football. I don't think Ohio State's going to change much of what they do from a year-to-year basis. I think if, Tavian St. Clair is the proper succession, as Rittenberg wrote in his piece, then they just keep it steady. And everybody else, I wonder, do they go the Indiana route, or do they try to replicate what Ohio State's doing? Because I don't think you can replicate as easy what Ohio State's doing, because the Buckeyes have the infrastructure. The Buckeyes have the coaches. The Buckeyes have the access to NFL talent evaluators. I mean, they keep cycling through offensive coordinators that have played legitimately or that have coached legitimately in the National Football League, and other schools just don't have that. And so I think that's where you see, what Indiana's going to be trying, what Indiana's going to try to do for the third straight year, what Miami's going to try to do for the third straight year, because it all comes back to the quarterback. Is you've got, all right, our one guy left, we're going to go poach another guy. Ohio State's never going to have to do that. And then you look at USC. Like, they signed, 35 in their recent class? Nobody. You say Ohio State's not touching 23. I don't think anybody is. I think anybody's going to go above 20 in terms of their high school recruiting class. They're just going to wait and see how these kids play out at the lower level and then poach them.
I think it's interesting that you would give Notre Dame the edge over Ohio State in the fact that Ohio State has continually, year in and year out, been better than Notre Dame. And they've proven that they've adapted, they've changed, they've stayed with the times. They've proven that football is number one, and they're going to have to do whatever they have to do to stay there. And they talk about C.J. Carr and his possibility of staying for next year. I would think that Ohio State, with Tavian St. Clair, having been in the program for a couple years, is a little better off than Notre Dame having freshmen as their backups here for a quarterback for next year. And also, if you pay attention to mock drafts, C.J. Carr is more likely to be in the pros next year than Julian Sayin. It's a better chance that Julian Sayin returns than C.J. Carr, according to mock drafts. So
yeah, I think that's fair, yeah.
So I
don't think it's right, but I think it's fair.
I just think it's interesting that you would put Notre Dame over Ohio State. I feel like so many people just want Notre Dame to be back, and they want Notre Dame to be good. To me, the tiebreaker would be, Ohio State has consistently done this, so I would imagine that Ohio State is going to do that. Even the Will Howard year, they didn't have the quarterback they thought. They went and got him, and I think Ohio State would do the same next year if they don't believe in Tavian St. Clair.
I'm going to take you a step further. I think Notre Dame, for the first time maybe in their history, are in the situation where their standing is a direct result of their head coach. Marcus Freeman was wooed as big as you can imagine by NFL teams. NFL teams came calling, and Marcus Freeman said, no, not yet, not yet. But that's coming. Notre Dame's success, whatever panache they have right now, whatever juice they have right now in recruiting and portal and all of it, it is almost entirely tied to Marcus Freeman, in my opinion. He has made it cool, almost by himself, has made it cool. The same is not true at Ohio State. And this has nothing to do with Coach Day. Ohio State has gone from one Hall of Fame coach to another, and the program maintains the same standard. At some point, Ryan might want to go live a normal life. It might not want to be on the clock 24/7 at 365. And I'll be sad when that day happens. But the next coach they hire, because we've seen it for 50 years, the standard's the standard. When you're doing a future rankings, if you're not considering the fact that Marcus Freeman might not be there and the success and it factor for Notre Dame is almost entirely tied to him, then you're doing yourself a little bit of a disservice. As crazy as it is, I almost feel like Freeman, for young people, is bigger than Notre Dame. To Baker's point, people have been trying to anoint the Irish for 40 years, and they're back. They've had all these different coaches. All of them have fallen flat. Marcus is the only one, really since Lou Holtz, who's recruited like this, who's had them be an it program like this, who's made Notre Dame cool. That's 30 years in between. Notre Dame wasn't cool with Brian Kelly, Charlie Weiss, Bob Davie, Ty Willingham. They weren't cool. They're cool now because of Marcus Freeman. If he goes and takes an NFL job, what's left at Notre Dame? And that's something that's not considered here. We know what happens here when you have a coaching change. It stays the same. Stays the same. They'll hire another great coach, maybe be a little bit different stylistically, just as Tress was different than Coop, just as Urban was different than Tress and Ryan's different than Urban. Fine. But the standard's a standard. Notre Dame's it factor is tied almost entirely to Marcus Freeman. How would you build a program in this day and age? How would you build a roster? We'll get into that. We'll also let you know where the rest of the Big Ten programs are on this list. That's coming up next. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America.
There's no joke there.
We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Common Man here. Join me June 20th for the Common Man Mile at this year's Fan 5K in Westerville. Get signed up at 971therace.com.
The 97.1 The Fan 5K is presented by Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, and the Common Man Mile is sponsored by Rose Pest Solutions. Rose Pest Solutions has been protecting Columbus homes and businesses for over 165 years. Got a pest problem? Rose is the solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Bring your landscape back to life with an unbeatable deal from Ohio Mulch. 5 bags of premium mulch for just $10. You choose from absolute black, brown, or red to make your flowers pop and your curb appeal shine. Whether you're refreshing flower beds or finishing up that weekend project, Ohio Mulch, they have everything you need to make it look like a pro did it.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, cleaner, greener, better.
High energy bills? Your HVAC system could be the reason. Save up to $2,000 on a new HVAC system with Columbus Worthington Air. Smart homeowners know an old air conditioner can cost you more every month. Don't let it drain your wallet. Upgrade to efficient, reliable comfort with payment options that fit your budget. Backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Columbus Worthington Air and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit cwaohio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
Experience the adrenaline of Barrett Jackson in Columbus, Ohio, June 25th to 27th. See hundreds of no-reserve collector cars cross the auction block, interactive sponsor displays, and a wide selection of food and drinks. It's an exciting, high-octane event for fans of all ages. Tickets on sale now at barrett-jackson.com.
When sudden illness or injury strike, Ohio State offers 3 types of urgent care to meet any of your needs. From traditional urgent care to our specialized orthopedic urgent care for activity-related injuries and advanced urgent care for more serious injury and illness. Our experts treat everything from broken bones to ear infections and colds and flu. Ohio State Urgent Care. This is world-class care.
Dip it, dunk it, smother it. It's queso gone wild at Hothead Burritos. Try our new loaded potatoes covered in queso and topped off with hardwood smoked bacon, burritos, bowls, nachos, and more. Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some queso.
Spring cleaning is when homes get a new twinkle in their eye,
a new spring in their step,
a new color in their cheeks.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
When that shiny truck from 1-800-GOT-JUNK arrives at your house,
it's a sign of a new beginning,
a clean start,
a breath of fresh air.
When your home feels clean and happy,
the people inside feel clean and happy too.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit us at 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
With Bet365 Early Payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh, no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All day, every day.
Taking the art of sports radio and day drinking to a whole new level. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Can you imagine if I asked you guys to pick the 3 Big Ten teams in a 2026 futures ranking, and you had to get it right, and your life depended on it, and if I would have asked you this, 6-7 years ago, and the reality is that Indiana and Oregon, like, that's it. Those are the 3 in the top 10. Ohio State's 2 on this list. Oregon's 4. Indiana's 7. Other Big Ten teams on this list, you got to go down a little bit. There's a lot of SEC teams on here, as you can imagine. There's a lot of roster building money that's been thrown around. He's got Ole Miss way too high. USC, he's got 14 on this list. Pretty decent on that. Michigan is 16, and then Penn State is 17, and that's it. That's the list in terms of Big Ten teams on this list. The beloved Ponies are 19th, as to me they should be. There's also a thing that jumps out to me about this list is how much NIL organization has to do with this. So, for example, Texas A&M is in the top 10. SMU is in the top 20. SMU ahead of Florida. Think about how much the sport has changed, let alone Indiana, but SMU wasn't even in a power conference, and now they have a higher future ranking. They do have Iowa on this list at number 21. Clemson is 22. Just another example of how much the sport has changed over the last few years. Washington is 24 on this, so some Big Ten teams in the top 25. BYU in the teens, again, pretty organized when it comes to NIL. And that's kind of the big thing here, which gets to another conversation that we kind of teased there, and that is, how would you go about this when it comes to roster building in this day and age with college football? In terms of high school recruits, and you best not miss, I would probably only get into bidding wars with 4 receivers, quarterbacks, and impact defensive players on the outside. So safeties, corners. I would probably build the roster everywhere else through the portal. Is what I would do. I would not get into a bidding war for offensive linemen. I would not get into a bidding war with defensive tackles. If you're a defensive end, you better be a Bosa before I'm getting into a bidding war with you. You better be Chase Young, or I'm not doing it. I'm not getting into a bidding war for linebackers. I'm going to fill that in the portal. I'm not going to. Now, corner, okay. Maybe. I might do that. Safety, better be a dude. Receiver, yes, absolutely. We've seen it. You can come in now. These high school kids are coming in ready to go at wide receiver. At the elite level, they are. They've played so much football, played so much 7-on-7, the route running, all of it. They come in kind of ready to go. And then I do think in an ideal situation, now we got Julian in the portal, but you tried to get him out of high school. In an ideal situation, if I'm Ryan Day, I want a quarterback who I handpick in the recruiting process that I know. I know his family. I know his makeup. I know what makes him tick, so that I can give him the keys to the football Ferrari. I want him to develop for a year. I'll compensate him to develop for a year, and then I want him to step into the job. And I would want to time it to where you sit a year and then you go. That's the way that ideally I would want to time it if I'm Ryan Day. I would prefer that over portaling, acknowledging that we won a national championship with a portal quarterback. I get it. I think that was also maybe one of the most talented rosters that have ever come through here, and that's saying something. But at the same time, I would prefer to give it to someone who I had wooed, somebody that I had relationships with, somebody that I had vetted and known, versus a shotgun marriage at the most important position. That's how you get into a Sorsby situation. So those are the things. That's how I would probably go about it, guys. I would never get into a bidding war with a high school offensive lineman, a high school defensive tackle, a high school a linebacker. I just wouldn't. I would say, if you want to go somewhere else, fine. I'll see you when you hit the portal in a year, and let somebody else develop you.
Yeah, the $5-6 million tackles are kind of wild.
Crazy.
And I know, because some of them have been within the Big Ten footprint, that Ohio State's been in on them, but not doing the bidding war, I think, has done well for the Buckeyes. I would add just a caveat to most talented player from your state. I think you'd be okay. I would at least be okay with getting into a bidding war, but not overpaying for it. I think what Ohio State's done so well is had a number and decided, all right, are we going over that number for this guy? And it's for those like 5-star tackles they've not gone over a number for, and they've not met the number that a Miami's paid for them. And I think that's really helped. But if there's a defensive end that's the best player in your state, if there's a cornerback that's the best player in your state, I think you can put a paramount on that and say, we've got to get him, just to kind of keep those relationships, which I think are important, but for that only. And the guy's got to be someone that you've had relationships with since junior year of high school.
Well, in some instances, if they're the best player in the state, probably since freshman year.
Or the first time as a middle schooler they came to your kid and said, that guy's physically ready now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all of that with the recruiting, like if you can get a Caleb Downs or an Orlando Pace, I think that's different. Like, it doesn't matter what position. If you get a guy that's just that ridiculously special, a Jeremiah, I think you go get them. I think the perfect blend of this, in Ohio State, it seems like they've tried to do this, is a blend of Tressel and Urban.
Yeah.
Tressel was, let's get the Ohio guy, even though he may not be more talented than this guy, but he's going to give us more because he wants to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how you're going to have to fill out most of your recruiting class, and hopefully you find the diamonds in the rough and you can develop them, and they're going to stay here, and some of them are probably going to go. But I think you've seen Ohio State do that with some guys like a Bodpin Miller, who played quarterback, but they thought he had the receiver skills. Now he left, and he went out to Washington. They have one of those, I believe, in this class with Jaden Ricketts at the wide receiver position, a kid that played out at Watkins Memorial that maybe wasn't. He was a 3-star when he was recruited. He went up to a 4-star by the time he signed, and maybe you have something there. And then I think your top, 5 maybe, is the Urban model, where this dude's the best. Let's go get him. We have to have him no matter what.
Yeah, and I think it's position specific. Like, they needed Chris Henry. They made a choice. I don't know this for a fact, but I think you can do the simple math. You could have either kept Mylan Graham and Quincy Porter, or you could have got Chris Henry, but you can't have both. So they look at Chris Henry and said, okay, higher ceiling. We can develop him. Let's get him here. He's ready to go. And let's make sure he doesn't go to Oregon. Let's make damn sure he doesn't. And that got close. So that's the other. It is very much, for me, position specific. They bid big on Tavian St. Clair. Pretty big in Ohio. And he fits the things you're talking about, Reese. He's an Ohioan. He's the best player in the state, quarterback, all those things. So Julian's going to play this year. If Julian has a great year and he gets back good stuff from the pros, then Julian's gone. Then Tavian needs to elevate. And we'll know in the portal if they believe in him or not, based on the guy that they bring in. They're going to bring in a portal quarterback if Julian is to leave, but is he a portal quarterback like Will Howard? Or is he a support portal quarterback? That's when you're going to know what they think of Tavian St. Clair, is at that moment, if that all plays out that way. It's fascinating, though. And I think it's on this list, I think it's, from the Notre Dame perspective, I think it's a lot on Marcus. Positively, it tells you what Marcus is all about. Negatively, to me, I think they're at a point now at Notre Dame where Marcus is as big as the program. We'll do a little higher, lower coming up next. Second hour of the program, Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
T-Bone and Tyvus are everything you want in a delicious breakfast. Lots of empty calories, no nutritional value.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Sleep Better Columbus can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
There's an old story about cat toys that's been retold for over 20 years because it perfectly explains who we are. This is Dennis Sullivan, president of Care Heating and Cooling. Years ago, a couple who shared their house with 3 cats had another company out to look at their furnace. After working on it, the technician said it was dangerous and had to be replaced. The couple called Care for a second opinion, and my dad Mike went out to help them. When he inspected the furnace, the cause of the problem became obvious. A cat toy had been stuffed into the heat exchanger. With the toy removed, the furnace ran perfectly. Now, how did the toy get there? You can decide for yourself. But here's what mattered then and still matters now. The first company paid commissions to their service techs to sell new furnaces. At Care, we pay our technicians to fix furnaces, not sell you a new one. And if a new furnace is needed, our team of replacement specialists will advise you on all options available and help you make your best choice. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
I'm Tracy Townsend, anchor at 10 TV News This Morning. This community is my home, and it means everything to me. I care deeply about the stories we bring you each day, especially the ones that truly impact your life, from women's health and advocacy to the decisions happening at the State House. My goal is simple: help you feel informed and connected, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
At Babs R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement. As the Midwest's fastest growing 5-star bathroom remodeler, we're more than just transformations. We're a community driven by a mission to bring your dreams to life. Our installation team, part of the Babs R Us community, isn't just skilled. They're dedicated to respecting your home. Each day, they bring craftsmanship and hustle, turning your dream space, no matter the size, into reality. Together, we embrace a culture that values diversity, collaboration, and giving back. From supporting local projects to fostering a workplace where every voice is valued. Babs R Us is more than a company. It's a community of experts. We're also expanding locations to create more possibilities for homeowners across the Midwest. Wherever you are, you'll find us ready to turn your dreams into something you can see, feel, and enjoy every day. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement, or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, loans and no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BAB to schedule your free estimate, or go to babsrus.com. Babs R Us, where dreams soak in.
The lot is full and the deals are on.
Let's get it started.
At Lindsay Honda, we're kicking off the summer by giving you cash for your clunker. $3,500 minimum guaranteed for qualifying trade. Trade up to a new 2026 CR-V LX all-wheel drive CVT. Now just $339 a month, or just $259 for a new 2026 Civic LX CVT.
Let's get it started.
Cash for clunkers is back at Lindsay Honda. Visit lindsayhonda.com for details.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. If your air conditioner never seems to turn off, worn-out windows could be the culprit. Broken seals and old frames let your cool air escape, and with summer just getting started, it's only going to get hotter. Upgrade your house's windows now during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale. Imagine replacing all your windows and getting half of them for free. Plus, you could even get them with no money down and no monthly payment or interest for 2 years. Built with top-quality materials, insulated glass, and precision seals, Window Nation's windows fit perfectly and lock in the air. Upgrade today and your home will stay cooler this summer and warmer in the winter. Plus, your home stays comfortable year-round, and you could even see lower energy bills the first month. They're so good, Window Nation offers a lifetime warranty, and they're rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Save big with Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com to book a consultation. That's windownation.com.
Window Nation, a proud partner of Wounded Warrior Project. Hey, it's T-Bone again. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Sleep Better Columbus has been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results and now has an office open in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. The Stanley Cup Finals all square at 2. The Hurricanes beat the Golden Knights 5-3 in Game 4 last night in Las Vegas. Carolina's going to host Game 5 on Thursday. Vegas will have Game 6 on Sunday. The NBA Finals continue Wednesday with Game 4 in New York tonight at 8:30. The Knicks host the Spurs, leading 2-1. In baseball, the Guardians fell to the Yankees Tuesday. Cleveland hosts New York at 1:10 today. The Reds beat the Padres out in San Diego last night. Cincinnati looks to take the series this afternoon at 4:10. In the NFL, the Browns have officially signed first-round pick Casey Concepcion to his 4-year rookie deal worth about $20 million. Cleveland selected the wide receiver out of Texas A&M with the 24th overall pick in the NFL draft. All 10 of their draft picks have been signed to the rookie deals as the team continues mandatory minicamp this week in Berea. The Bengals restructured Joe Burrow's contract Tuesday, giving him $10 million in cap space. Will the Big Ten really boycott Texas Tech? ESPN's Jake Trotter joins Bo Bishop in 30 minutes right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Distilled sports discussion served in light beer quantities. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Second hour on a First Friday edition of the program. Still time to get your Hey Guy questions into the fellas at 971-BFS. We can also take those in the YouTube chat live on air, and we are procuring them at the moment for Hey Guys, which comes up in about 58 minutes from now. Time now for a little higher lower. Hit it, fellas.
Bishop and Friends present Higher or Lower.
So I always hesitate with the question, who needs the Super Bowl more? Like when it happens every January or February, like I don't think anybody needs it particularly more. They all need it. It's the Super Bowl. It's why you're in the NFL. Like which quarterback needs this the most? They both really need it.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough to measure who needs it more, but that's what our friends at CBS Sports did. They ranked the 15 NFL quarterbacks who most need a Super Bowl win for their legacy.
Whoa.
Pretty heavy stuff. And
okay, so we actually have a great example of this here in the last couple of years with Matthew Stafford. In that Matthew Stafford was headed for like a Phillip Rivers type career.
Yeah.
And got to LA and won a Super Bowl, and now it's different. And remember, we were talking about this last year. What else did he do with the legacy? He got himself an MVP. So now he's an MVP. He's a Super Bowl champion. Statistically, he's going to be able to hang with anybody by the time it's all said and done. And he's on the Super Bowl favorite again this year. So this is a fascinating. I'm really excited to do this because we have an example of someone whose legacy has flipped in the last 5 years, late in his career.
And I also think it's interesting with this list because of everything you just said. Stafford's still on it.
Mm-hmm.
There's guys on here that have won Super Bowls that are still on this list. It's very interesting.
Well, it's just a tier thing probably, right? Because all of a sudden you're a two-time Super Bowl champion and you're an MVP and you have Stafford's statistical accumulation. All of a sudden now you're a first ballot Hall of Famer. Now are you in that,
right,
hypothetical all-time game if you keep stacking these years? So yeah, that even if you've won it, you can still have things that are important.
I mean, guys have won 2 Super Bowls, and they're going to be in that conversation until they're not. Is their career even Hall of Fame worthy? This from Brian DeArdo of CBS Sports. Again, he ranked 15 quarterbacks with a Super Bowl and how much it would affect their legacy. At number 1, Lamar Jackson. Can't go any higher on this list, but higher or lower for Lamar at 1?
So, to me, him and Josh Allen are linked. I think they're the same. Lamar's got 2 MVPs. Allen's got 1. Neither one has played in a Super Bowl, so I would have them both ahead of Burrow on that part of it in terms of the 3 great AFC quarterbacks who haven't won Super Bowls. Joe's at least gotten there. The other 2 have not. He's definitely the answer for this, but to me, this should almost be like a number one. That this should be Allen and Jackson walking into this room hand in hand, and they both need it in a big way if they want to be considered an all-time great. I can't tell the difference between Allen and Jackson to me in terms of legacy or how bad each one needs it. So to me, they would be linked. Where is Allen on this list? Is he 2?
He is 2.
Yeah. So to me, those should both share number 1.
Bo, I couldn't agree with you more. They should be tied at number 1. And I don't even make the difference with Burrow as he's played in a Super Bowl. I don't even make that. The difference, I believe, is the Bills and the Ravens are better organizations. This is the first time, I think this is the first offseason ever where anybody's been like, oh, man, the Bengals are acting like a competent organization.
Yeah.
This is the first offseason in my life that I've ever heard that. Most people think that the Bills and the Ravens are pretty daggone good organizations. Yeah. The Ravens have won Super Bowls in the past. The Bills, of course, played in 4 in a row, and they've been a team that's been right around the playoffs. So I think both of these, these are the number 1 and like the 1 and 1A, 1B. And I don't think it's close. I think these two are tied at the top.
Yeah.
How about at number 3, Joe Burrow? At number 4, Dak Prescott. At 5, Justin Herbert. Higher or lower for Herbert at 5?
Jeez. To me, there's a massive gap between Burrow and these two. The injury stuff with Joe is real. Joe probably needs one if he wants to be a Hall of Famer. Like he hasn't built a Hall of Fame resume yet. He's building one. If he wins one, then okay, you're starting to get there. Dak, to me, I mean, I don't have him in this category at all, and I don't think Herbert's in this vicinity at all either. I think both of those guys would be, I guess if you win a Super Bowl, it elevates you, but they both need a lot more work. Neither one of these guys have next to any success in the postseason. I mean, what are the playoff wins that these two guys have? Does Herbert have one playoff win? Did he beat Jacksonville?
No, that was an epic fail.
Oh, that's where they lost.
Huge.
Yeah, does Dak have playoff wins?
Yeah, he has playoff wins.
I mean, you're saying that emphatically. I don't know. Has he? He's never played in an NFC Championship.
He has
game,
2.
He's got 2?
2 and 5 overall in the postseason for Dak. Justin Herbert is 0 and 3.
Okay, so Dak's got to go ahead of Justin there, even though Justin's a little bit younger. Yeah, I would have them below the guy that's number 7, because I think the Super Bowl for the guy at number 7 changes his path almost entirely, and that's Jared Goff. So I would have Goff up on this list and these two guys down.
So it's funny. I think Joe Burrow is number 3, because if if Joe Burrow wins a Super Bowl, there's an argument that he's the best quarterback in the league. I don't think that's there right now, but I think that argument is there if he wins one. I don't feel Dak needs a Super Bowl, because I feel like most people feel like, Dak's about 10th best in the league.
Sure, yeah.
I am with you. I would have Jared Goff at number 4, because I think that would change everything for Jared Goff, especially with being traded for Matthew Stafford, and it worked out for Stafford. It hasn't quite yet for Goff, even though he was close. I think Justin Herbert is appropriate here at 5. And my big beef with Herbert, and it's not that he's not a good quarterback, but it's people all the way back into his college career have told me he is great, but yet he's never won anything. I think if he can win one, that changes the narrative for me, and I believe a lot of other people around Justin Herbert.
So the Chargers quarterback at 5. At number 6, Aaron Rodgers. 7, Jared Goff. 8, Jordan Love. 9, Jalen Hurts. 10, Patrick Mahomes.
Holy smokes.
Higher or lower for Mahomes at 10?
So Rodgers at 6 is too high. Like, another Super Bowl at this point in his career is not going to change anything. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't know what would change. Like, he's one of the most talented players to ever play the position. I don't really know how a third Super Bowl champ or a second Super Bowl for him would change things. He's going in no matter what. He's 4-time MVP, for God's sakes. I mean, it's pretty stunning in terms of the accolades for him. So I don't know if a second Super Bowl changes it that much for him, because he would not be doing it. It'd be kind of like Manning's second. where he's not going to be, it's not going to be because of him if he does win it at this point in his career. It's interesting. Mahomes at 10. What would that be, his fourth? Yeah, be his fourth Super Bowl. All he needs is just to play more. He's kind of fallen off the pace. There was a while where statistically and winning and all of it, like he was on like the Brady, Manning, Montana greatest quarterback of all time pace. And I think he's kind of fallen off that a little bit. So I could argue that, like, from a historical perspective, he might need it a little bit more if he's trying to go down in the greatest of all time conversation, because that has definitely waned. The other one on here that's pretty interesting is Hurts at 9. He was great in the 2 Super Bowls he's been in. He won one, lost one. I don't know what his longevity is going to be, but if he wins a second Super Bowl and is another Super Bowl MVP type thing, does he start to become a gold jacket type guy? Maybe. So I think he's probably a little. The Mahomes one is really interesting, though. I'm not even sure where I landed on that.
So I don't even think Patrick Mahomes should be on this list. I can see an argument with Stafford where he could climb the ladder a bit. I could see an argument for Aaron Rodgers where he could maybe climb the QB all-time ladder a bit. I think Mahomes, and it's not going to hurt him, but I think Mahomes' legacy is kind of set already, where he's going to be right there amongst the top 5 that have ever done it. So I don't get Patrick Mahomes on this list at all. I can see the arguments for some of these guys, not him.
The Mahomes conversation is interesting, isn't it?
He's only, I think, compared to one. Like, you can only really, at this point, with the legacy, is Brady.
I can get there.
And
I don't think I can get there.
He needs Super Bowls to even have that conversation. Everybody else, I think he's head and shoulders above because he's got 3 Super Bowls.
He's not better than Montana.
Okay.
Montana's got 4 Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, he's only a 2-time MVP. He's only a 2-time first-team All-Pro. He's won 3 Super Bowls, but he's not on the Montana, not yet.
So he's got 2, and then everybody else. Because I think widely it's considered Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL, and he's been that at least since Brady left, and even around that time.
Guys, he hasn't won an MVP of the league since 2022. I mean, it's been a minute.
Yeah. It's going to be a big season for him. I like having him here for this conversation.
I mean, it's an interesting one. Like, he's not even in the vicinity of Peyton Manning in terms of regular season accomplishment. Not close.
No.
He's only a 3-time All-Pro, guys. 18, 22, and 20. That's it. That's a lot of work to do. That's a lot of work to do. So, but he's young. He just has faded a little bit the last couple of years. They missed on some things. And pre-Tyreek Hill, post-Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes is, you can see the line of delineation there in terms of, and he's great. He's a Hall of Famer. He's all that. But like greatest of all time stuff, I think he needs a little bit more to get to that conversation. I don't have him there with Brady and Manning and Montana. Not yet. Could get there. We'll see. We can continue this. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Buckeye Country Superfest 2026 is back for one day only in Columbus, Ohio. Saturday, June 13th at Ohio Stadium, featuring Tyler Childers. With special guests, the Red Clay Strays, Lord Huron, Sierra Farrell, Flatland Cavalry, and Caitlin Butts.
Your nose on the grindstone, out of the pills.
Tickets on sale now at BuckeyeCountrySuperfest.com.
Nothing feels better on a hot summer day than coming home to a nice air-conditioned house. If your AC is on the fritz, don't sweat it. Call the pros at the Waterworks Heating and Cooling. We service all makes and models and can provide great savings on a Lennox home comfort system that delivers that perfect feeling. The Waterworks Heating and Cooling Services. Call us at 614-232-2222 and schedule fast service today. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Tri-State Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Hey there, Bo Bishop here. Tired of the same old routine? It's time to escape with an RV from RCD RV. Motorhomes, fifth wheels, travel trailers, they've got them all. Shop hundreds of RVs in stock today. 3 locations in Central Ohio to serve you or online anytime at rcdrv.com.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Call today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you want and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, foreclosures, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Call today and speak with me, John Kozik, for an all-cash offer and the help you need. At 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000, TurboTrackRealty.com.
Your favorite fan shows are available as a podcast. What a concept. And don't miss exclusive podcast content like Austin and Byrne. Listen on your schedule from anywhere in the world. Available wherever you get your podcasts. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Could see a chance of showers and thunderstorms as we go late afternoon and early evening. Otherwise, for most of us, the sunshine continues to build in throughout the day as highs soar into the low 90s, but with the humidity, it could feel like we're in the mid to upper 90s. For tonight, lows down into the 70s again with partly cloudy skies, and then we'll see some chances of showers and thunderstorms heading into your Thursday. Breezy winds and highs in the low 90s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Miss a little, miss a lot. Catch Bishop and Friends wherever you get your podcasts. It's free.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
The Fan. Bo knows many people. He talks to the interesting ones on this show. This is Bishop and Friends.
It's really interesting with Mahomes in terms of where you kind of have him land. And he certainly was on a trajectory of Manning, Brady, Montana, all of that. Certainly in that type of conversation. He's probably, as it stands right now, I mean, he's got the 3 Super Bowls under his belt, and I think that's obviously a differentiator. And he played in all those Super Bowls consecutively, but he probably needs a couple more like great individual seasons to get into that conversation when it comes to greatest quarterbacks of all time. And he has faded a little bit. He's got more Super Bowls than, say, a Brett Favre, but he doesn't have the regular season accolades of Favre. He's got more Super Bowls than Steve Young, but he doesn't have the regular season accolades yet of Steve Young. He has more individual success than, say, Troy Aikman, clearly, but he's got the same amount of Super Bowls as Aikman. He's got less Super Bowls than Bradshaw. He's got one more MVP. He's probably not on that Brady, Manning, Montana level yet in terms of the individual success and the individual accolades, the MVPs, the All-Pros, those things that we look back when we're comparing the greatest players of all time. So he's a very fascinating – he's at an interesting point in his career because I think they thought that Tyreek or not, and they've tried a bunch of different guys. Xavier Worthy, I mean, Rashee Rice is in trouble again. Like, they've tried a bunch of different guys to try to replace Tyreek Hill at his peak, and they just haven't been able to do it. They have not found consistent weaponry to play around him. Look, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer no matter what. This is a greatest of all time conversation. And so maybe he does need to be going back to that list at 10. If that's something he aspires to, maybe he does need a little bit more.
And I think that's why it was justifiable inclusion there. I mean, he's 10th, and I should say, CBS Sports ranked 15. And for his legacy, he's going to stack a few more Super Bowls if he wants to be considered up there with Brady and Montana. He'll be 31 in September, and injuries and personnel decisions made by the Kansas City Chiefs have kind of hampered him recently, but you've still got plenty of time. I want to say Montana's second Super Bowl he won in his mid-30s, which is ridiculously impressive considering.
No, I don't think that's right with Montana, Reese, because he won 4 in the 80s.
Brady had kind of like a second.
I could be wrong.
His MVP he won in 90,
okay.
I should say.
Yeah. Because he won all 4 Super Bowls in the 80s,
And I guess when I talk about Patrick Mahomes, he's only 31. Mm-hmm. I think there's still a lot of good there. And you've seen the Chiefs kind of prioritize defense here in the last couple of years, and I think that they've done that because of their belief in him. I just kind of go off by watching him, and I know right now in the league there's nobody I'd rather have in a 2-minute drill than Patrick Mahomes. And I think, Reese, to your point, since Tom Brady left the league, Patrick Mahomes has been the best quarterback in the league, and that's a long span of him being the best quarterback. And some people will say, no, it's Allen. Some people will say, no, it's Lamar, and that's fine. But I think the consensus is that Patrick Mahomes has been the best. And when you've been the best at that position for so long, I mean, even when Brady and Manning were going, and it goes to their greatness, you had people that were on the Peyton Manning side. You had people that were on the Tom Brady side as who was actually the best quarterback in the league. I think for the most part, it's Patrick Mahomes, and it hasn't been real close.
See, it wouldn't. I understand where you're coming from with that, and I'm with you because he's the wizard. And when it comes to the playoffs, there's nobody I'd rather have. But if you look at his last 3 seasons, in terms of what he has done statistically, I mean, the ones before it are totally different. They are the previous seasons before that. It is a 3-4 to 1 sometimes touchdown to interception. The last 3 years, 27 touchdowns, 14 picks. Now the Chiefs went 15-1 that year. 26 touchdowns, 11 picks. 22 touchdowns, 11 picks. It's a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception the last couple of years. He hasn't played at that level that Allen's played at, that Lamar's played at the last couple of seasons in the regular season. He hasn't. His best MVP finish the last 3 years is 6th in the MVP. So and now he's coming off of an injury. So this is a big spot for him. Again, gold jacket, first ballot, all of it.
Yeah,
but it's more about, do you want to chase down the ultimate greats?
And that's where the hairs need to be split.
Yeah.
Right? That's where you have to have those conversations that kind of make others feel like a bum if they're not the top guy on this list. But that for Mahomes is he's already kind of surpassed a lot of the guys on the list that still are waiting for that Super Bowl. He just now needs to stack if you want to put him 10 years down the line in the conversations with Montana and Manning and Brady. And even, I would say Montana and Brady for me, and then it's Mahomes. But that's the hairs that need to be split when you have to go into the regular season and say, all right, well, they weren't statistically great as Manning. That's a hard list to top.
Yeah, I wonder where is he? Do you think he's had a better career if it stopped right now than, say, John Elway?
One more Super Bowl?
One more Super Bowl. You're right. One more Super Bowl, yeah.
I would say yes. I would say.
2 championships to 3. Right now, 9 Pro Bowls for Elway.
For Elway.
When it mattered. Now, like, Snoop Huntley's a Pro Bowler. Elway was a 3-time All-Pro.
Shador,
good for him, too.
That's right. Elway's got 1 MVP. Mahomes has got 2. They're kind of similar.
I would take Mahomes over Elway now, and I'm even trying to take my hatred for John Elway and what he did to the Cleveland Browns in my formidable years out of that. And Elway was great, no doubt about it. But I think Mahomes is better all time.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting spot. It's an interesting spot to consider. One quick note on the Browns mandatory minicamp. I was there yesterday and was able to kind of take it all in. I was a little surprised at what happened. It was a Shador day. So Shador got all of the reps with the ones. He got all of the 11-on-11 reps. He got all of the reps. Deshaun got a little bit of 7-on-7 reps with the ones, but that was it. It was a handful of reps. The majority of the reps went to Shador. Deshaun had the most impressive throws of the day by far. He had one to, I want to say it's Jamari Thrash that was just down the field in the seam on a thread. Shador had a couple of good deep balls. I thought the offense was pretty clunky overall, though. They had several procedure things that were pretty annoying and those type of things, all the while realizing that the Browns defense was without 5 of their starters. Did not participate. Grant Delpit, Denzel Ward were both there, but didn't really participate in anything. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Now, today will be a Deshaun day. So Deshaun will get all of the reps with the ones and 11-on-11, and they're going to split it on Thursday. This does change the trajectory on if they will name a starting quarterback. Todd Monken was asked post-game, would he love to name a starting quarterback? They're not there yet.
Well, I would have hoped that, but I like both of them. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's really as simple as that. I like both of them, and we haven't had the pads on. That's the hard. We haven't, as much as I'd love to have made that decision, either by someone separating themselves upward or downward, either way, which has not occurred. So, and we haven't even gotten to practicing against an opponent, putting the pads on, having a controlled scrimmage or playing preseason games. I would have loved to it. I was being honest. I think you'd love to have the starter named. I just can't do it. I'm not there yet. That's the reality of it.
So it seems like this is something that's going to go into camp, and then that becomes something else entirely. So not necessarily the way that you thought it was going to go in terms of the OTAs and the mini camps up in Cleveland. So it'll be an interesting summer up there, and we'll be interested to see how Deshaun Watson performs today when he gets all of those reps with the one. Jake Trotter in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on the Fan.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. Summertime's here, and that means it's the best time to upgrade. Why? Because you're running that AC in the house. If your windows are leaky and drafty, then all that good, expensive air that you're creating in there is cooling the outside. Right now, you buy 4 windows, you get 4 free. And the more windows you replace, the more you save. Plus, 48 months of 0% interest financing, same as cash. That's 4 full years to pay with no interest. 614-502-5220. UniversalWindowsDirect.com.
Spring cleaning is when homes get a new twinkle in their eye,
a new spring in their step,
and new color in their cheeks.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
When that shiny truck from 1-800-GOT-JUNK arrives at your house,
it's a sign of a new beginning,
a clean start,
a breath of fresh air.
When your home feels clean and happy,
the people inside feel clean and happy too.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit us at 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
Experience the adrenaline of Barrett-Jackson in Columbus, June 25th to 27th at the Ohio Expo Center and State Fairgrounds. See hundreds of no-reserve collector cars cross the auction block and sell to the highest bidder. Take in the lively exhibitor marketplace. Engage with interactive sponsor displays and enjoy a wide selection of food and drink options. It's an exciting, high-octane event for fans of all ages. Advance tickets on sale now for the world's greatest collector car auctions at Barrett-Jackson.com.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. I've had the privilege of seeing miracles, broken families rebuilt, every crash, every workplace injury, every medical mistake. Fighting back can work. We've gone toe-to-toe with insurance giants, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion recovered. Size matters. Reputation matters. Results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for almost 80 years. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Let me introduce you to a man with a magnificent salt and pepper beard. A man who's currently roasting lamb on a spit. A man who runs the Rocky River Greek Festival. That man is Jake Trotter.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 4 windows, get 4 free sale. Visit windownation.com now.
All right, buddy. Monday, middle of the morning, you get a notification or you see it on social or somebody texts you that a judge in Lubbock, Texas says, you know what? We think Brendan Sorsby's going to play a little football for Texas Tech this year. And your thoughts are what?
I was actually stunned. I know that, the judge was in the area, and I knew, obviously, that there was a chance. But I got to tell you, I just didn't see him ever playing a down of football again. And now, at least in college. And now the question is, what is the reaction going to be? Does the Big 12 in particular have the guts to take some kind of stand? They've been airing grievances. They've been complaining. I've gotten text messages from people in that part of the world. What are we doing? This is insane, blah, blah, blah. But, are you going to act? Or are you just going to let him play? And I'm really curious to see if the Big 12 actually takes action and says, you know what? If Sorsby's on the field, we're not playing you and you're going to have to forfeit. Because we're entering a territory where it's almost like, reminds me of, well, you can find a doctor to write you any script you want. And so we're going to get in a situation where you're just going to find a judge that's going to give you the ruling you want and the injunction you want. And I mean, right now we're teetering on the edge of there's just absolutely zero eligibility rules in college football. I mean, think about it. Here's an example that, would play in this part of let's say Jim Harbaugh wanted to come coach college football again. Mm-hmm. And what if you got a judge saying, well, I'll give you an injunction against that 10-year show cause penalty. Mm-hmm. What's the NCAA going to do? So this is, I think, a seminal moment for college football, because if nobody takes a stand other than like Georgia saying we're not playing Texas Tech in sports anymore, then we are going to slide down this very, very slippery slope, right?
I agree with you 100%. And in fact, I think we've already slid down it. I think we've already crossed the Rubicon. And I think everything you said has already happened. To me, buddy, this was the one thing. This was the sacred cow. Like, this was the one thing that was black or white. You bet on sports, you're done. I mean, this is right now, college sports is the only sport on the planet where apparently you can do it and still play. There's not another one on the planet that you can. So there are no rules, and I'm with you. You mentioned the Big 12, and will the Big 12 take a stand on this? If Texas and Oklahoma were still in the Big 12, does that stand become absolute?
I think it does, because Texas and Oklahoma wielded that kind of power within the league. Now, they wielded it in different ways. Everything from getting Baker Mayfield an extra year of eligibility, changing the rules midstream to, oh, yeah, we're going to have our own network, and everybody else, is not going to be a part of it. But I do think that they would have had the clout to take a stand. I don't know who that is now. And, you hear some of the statements from like Yormark, and I mean, it doesn't seem like they're headed in that direction. But I can't imagine they're going to allow this to stand. It would just further feed the narrative that the people in charge of college sports have just completely destroyed the game.
Do you think that the Big 12 can afford to be punitive with Texas Tech? Because I'd argue that where sports aren't, where that league is now, and you're way more familiar of the people that are on this show, you're the only one who's been to Lubbock. I would argue that Texas Tech is their Texas and Oklahoma now.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, they are competitive now, but there are a lot of those schools in the Big 12 that have had fleeting moments, whether it's Kansas State or Oklahoma State. And now it's Texas Tech. TCU played in the national championship game not all that long ago. I think Texas Tech is still in that category. Yeah, they're spending a lot of money. And by the way, I mean, Cody Campbell, who espouses to be the savior of college sports, he issued a pretty mealy statement saying, well, this is a product of a broken system, so we're just going to break it further, I guess is what he said. I mean, I don't know how that guy can claim to be part of the solution anymore when he's going to support this just egregious action. And, it doesn't make Texas Tech look good. I mean, they're at the center of this. And for them to, I wonder, like Ohio State, for example, let's say they had a quarterback who was in this situation. How do you think that they would respond? Would everybody respond the way that Texas Tech is? Is that how cynical we've become, or do you think it would be different at a place like Ohio State?
So I posed that question yesterday because it's you've seen A Time to Kill, right? The John Grisham and the McConaughey at the end. When McConaughey at the end where he says, close your eyes, and he details everything that happens to the victim, and then he says, imagine if she were white. That's essentially what this is. This is, imagine if this happened at your big state, whatever that is, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Georgia, Bama, wherever it is. Let's say this was happening there, and you have a judge. You've gone out and you've signed this kid. You've compensated him richly. The wrongdoing did not happen on your watch. It did not happen at your school. Let's just give them the benefit of the doubt and say they didn't know anything about it, which I'm dubious of, but let's say that they didn't. And the talent was worth it. Would you have the stones to railroad your season? Because that's what would happen. If he doesn't play for them, it railroads them. And I think it's easy for all of us to throw stones at them from the outside. I'm talking about fans, collective fans, to throw stones at them. Well, they should do this. Well, what if it was your school? What if this was Johnny Mateer?
Yeah.
I don't know if folks in Norman would be like, we're going to sit him down. Like, would people, if it was Julian, would our listeners be like, sit him down. It's the right thing to do. The integrity of the sport. I mean, you got guys do violent crime and they can come back and play. This isn't that.
It does help that you have Tavion St. Clair, but I get your point. It's we've seen people look the other way for a number of different reasons, including in the Big Ten. I don't even have to name some of them, but this is pretty stunning to me. And I guess if this stands, we're setting the precedent that you can gamble on your own team in college football, which is just, I mean, I wasn't that long ago where, I was in the Browns locker room, and I'm not going to say the player, but a player was running like a pretty friendly, college football pick'em, and he left one of the sheets out with some of his teammates. And, I just, instead of taking a picture and tweeting, I just told him, I said, hey, you might want to hide this, partly because I respected the fact that they were doing it. But like if that had gotten out, like as stupid as it seems, that player might have gotten suspended by the NFL.
100%.
And now you can just gamble on your own team, and you might serve a 1-game, 2-game suspension. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. It's really dispiriting. I mean, college football is such a great game, but this part of it is just an absolute cesspool, and it's almost to the point where you don't even want to think about it because it's just awful.
I think most fans don't, Jake. I think most fans are like, I'll see. I mean, there's people that are, this is salacious, but I think a lot of people you see the numbers, so many people that, I'm turned off by it. Well, no, you're not. Tens of millions watch this stuff every single week. It's only going to get bigger and bigger. What would you say? Because I've not been there. I don't have a point of reference on Lubbock, Texas. I mean, I've seen Landman, so I think I have a decent idea. I've seen Friday Night Lights. Like, I think I have a decent handle on it. But as someone who's been there, what do you think kind of their stick-to-itness, if you will, on this will be?
Well, I mean, Lubbock is an absolute outpost. I mean, Midland, Odessa, Amarillo, but even then, you're a couple hours away. with a lot of cotton fields in between. And, it's so desolate that, like, when you're at, I think they still call it Jones Stadium, you can see for miles from there. Mm-hmm. There's just no elevation whatsoever. So it really is kind of like the college football equivalent of like, a dusty western town with a saloon and all of that. And I think for Texas Tech, they just haven't been relevant in sports outside, the Mike Leach run they had there with Michael Crabtree for a year or two, outside, Bobby Knight making the tournament a couple of times when he was the basketball coach. They've had a okay baseball team here or there. I mean, now Texas Tech is playing for the national championship in softball back-to-back years. Texas Tech now has a pretty solid, college basketball program. And they made the playoff in football, which would have just been unthinkable before all this money started pouring in. So I think that they're really clutching at their relevance at the expense of all else. And I think it's ultimately going to hurt them. I mean, they're clearly the villain, one of the villains in college football, right? I mean, nobody likes Texas Tech anymore. And they used to be a team that was really fun to root for, especially when they were, running the air raid and they were kind of the underdog that could. I mean, now I think that, they sold their soul a little bit. And they're not the only one. They won't be the last. But it is kind of sad to see.
Hey, happy birthday, buddy.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah.
Nice day.
45 yesterday. Yeah, I went to the Guardians game last night, which was fun. Jazz Chisholm hit a home run right where we were sitting to win the game in the eighth. But first baseball game of the year, it's always fun to get that. It's a great stadium. They have great food. Love Progressives.
Great job, man. Well, happy birthday. And we'll do it again next week. Thanks for your time, pal.
All right, Bo. See ya.
There he goes, Jake Trotter, senior college football reporter at ESPN on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We'll do Thing or Not a Thing up next. Bishop and Friends right here on the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Giving your liver a spring cleaning is easy with Active Liver from New Nordic. Search for Active Liver by New Nordic on Amazon, CVS, Wegmans, or GNC.
The lot is full and the deals are on.
Let's get it started. At Lindsay Honda, we're kicking off the summer by giving you cash for your clunker. $3,500 minimum guaranteed for qualifying trade. Trade up to a new 2026 CR-V LX all-wheel drive CVT. Now just $339 a month. Or just $259 for a new 2026 Civic LX CVT.
Let's get it started.
Cash for clunkers is back at Lindsay Honda. Visit lindsayhonda.com for details.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
You can save $30 on your first pickup or delivery order of $75 or more. And enjoy free delivery with digital coupon. See site for details. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Common Man and Timmy. Voted America's dumbest show by Marconi voters. Common Man is a Columbus radio legend. And by legend, I mean it's a miracle he hasn't been fired yet. And Timmy is, well, Timmy will complain about anything and everything. And he kind of looks like a woman. Giggity, giggity, giggity. So there's that. Common Man and Timmy.
Sponsored by Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on The Fan.
When sudden illness or injury strike, Ohio State offers 3 types of urgent care to meet any of your needs. From traditional urgent care to our specialized orthopedic urgent care for activity-related injuries and advanced urgent care for more serious injury and illness. Our experts treat everything from broken bones to ear infections and colds and flu. Ohio State Urgent Care. This is world-class care.
College Common Man here. Join me June 20th for the Common Man Mile at this year's Fan 5K in Westerville. Get signed up at 971therace.com.
The 97.1 The Fan 5K is presented by Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, and the Common Man Mile is sponsored by Rose Pest Solutions. Rose Pest Solutions has been protecting Columbus homes and businesses for over 165 years. Got a pest problem? Rose is the solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
Your plate is full every morning thanks to the $6 Tim's Trio from Tim Hortons. Freshly brewed coffee, a hearty breakfast sandwich with a freshly cracked egg, and a daily baked donut. All of that for just $6. Yeah, that is a full plate for sure, but it's one less thing on your plate to worry about. So enjoy it to its fullest. The $6 Tim's Trio, only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons, at participating U.S. restaurants.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
If you don't have Friday, June 12th circled on your calendar, get out a marker, circle that 12. Hollywood Casino Columbus is the place to be. Scotty Vegas here, and we're going to be cheering on Team USA in the sportsbook with a big watch party at 9 o'clock. Contest, prizes, plus the all-new Hollywood Casino Columbus Hotel grand opening is June 12th. Brett Michaels live, fireworks, swag, food trucks, and our watch party. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Build your cybersecurity skills and prep for thousands of open positions employers are desperate to fill. Attend classes live online or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Have you ever met a man who wins money betting on tennis? Enter Scotty Vegas. Join Scotty and Dave Biddle for On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Sunday mornings at 9 on The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Pull up a stool and ask the bartender for something neat, because Uncle Bo is on the radio. This is Bishop and Friends.
Still time to get your Hey Guys questions into the fellas on the X platform at 971BFS. Also live in the YouTube chat. We will do so there as well. Time now for a little thing or not a thing. Hit it, fellas.
Thing or not a thing.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
On Tuesday, WRAL in Raleigh reported NC State is investigating whether LSU improperly persuaded basketball coach Will Wade to break his contract with the Wolfpack to return to Louisiana State after one season in Raleigh. This is according to letters between the school's lawyers. From their reporting, quote, NC State is now refusing to release LSU from potential legal action tied to Wade's acrimonious departure while it looks into whether LSU violated the Unfair and Deceptive Trade Practices Act, a North Carolina law that allows for damages and the recovery of attorney's fees. NC State said it has reason to believe LSU may have worked to help Wade avoid a larger buyout fee. So Wade resigned on March 25th, a day before LSU announced his hiring. Wade agreed to pay NC State a $4 million buyout, which LSU paid on May 8th. A few days after May 8th, LSU contacted NC State about a settlement agreement between the two schools. Thing or not a thing?
I guess probably not a thing. I mean, this is people fighting about money and contracts, and the idea that I think the overarching thing is that Will Wade is about as unscrupulous a human as you're going to find coaching in major college sports. Is somebody who was so coveted that not only is NC State fighting to be recompensated, but LSU brought him back for a second tour of duty, and it kind of tells you kind of where you are on all of this. I would trust the moral compass of LSU about as far as I could throw it as an institution. They are at the bottom of the barrel as it stands right now. On all fronts. Like Jake just said, Texas Tech is villain number one. I think it might be LSU. You could do it in men's basketball, women's basketball. You could do it in football too. Like, just check every box for the Bayou Bengals.
Still got to be the best beat to cover right now, with those three coaches. Jeez. Always a story, it seems like. I'm with you, Bo. I don't think this is much of a thing. I'm sure There were some unscrupulous things that happened here in all of this, especially when you're dealing with Will Wade in LSU. I'm guessing that this is North Carolina State just trying to get more money, and good for them for trying. I don't know if it's worth the legal battles here and all of that, but not a thing.
Live Golf CEO Scott O'Neill joined CNBC on Tuesday. He was asked about rumors concerning Jon Rahm and his desire to leave Live before Rahm's contract is up.
Well, I can tell you, first thing, he's one of the greatest golfers on the planet. Seeing what he's done, he's won twice on tour this year, and seeing him track down his teammate Terrell Hatton and almost catch him at Valderrama this week was very, very special. I can tell you, I spoke to him through text quite a few times. We were back and forth again this morning. This is different, and I know it's hard for others in the golf industry to understand, but this is a group that is committed to their teams. They're committed to the league, and they're committed to this program, reimagining team golf, truly growing the game around the world and making an impact. It's a younger audience. It's a very much more diverse audience, and we take things that are tried and true in every other sport, music, fashion, art, food, and we merge that with golf to create what I think is the best experience in sports.
O'Neill was then asked about the future of the Live Golf
Hold on just a second, because I want to get to that too. He's Baghdad Bob. You guys remember Baghdad Bob? The Iraqi guy?
Minister of Information.
Yeah. That's what he is. He's Baghdad Bob.
Everything's fine.
Nothing to see here. We're fine. Everything's fine. He's Baghdad Bob. All right, go ahead.
So, O'Neill, again, when you're looking for money, I guess CNBC's not the worst place to go and talk to. He was asked about the future of the Live Golf Tour.
I mean, can you guarantee today that the 4 remaining tournaments on your schedule will actually take place?
What I can guarantee is a heck of a return if you come invest in this business.
Thing or not a thing.
He's laughing as he says it.
It's not, I mean, he's just doing the job. So this has been caroming towards this for a long time. What I'm very curious about Jon Rahm is, what does the PGA do when he tries to come back, if indeed he wants to? What do they do to Bryson? Remember, we were at Muirfield last week when Brooks Koepka was a 10th alternate at Jack's place. 10th alternate. That was his penalty. So what are their penalties if they try to come back? I'll tell you the thing that's most stupefying to me about all of this is how quickly the Saudis bailed on this. I remember saying the money's never going to run out, that they can hold out and beat anybody, but a couple of guys said no, and they just didn't have a pivot, and their return just wasn't showing up. I never in a million years would have guessed that they would have bailed so quickly on this. Never. That, to me, is the biggest shock.
Well, I think the climate over in that part of the world changed pretty quickly, so...
Sure, but I mean, even before all of that happened, Bake, they were heading here.
It's, none of this is a thing. Live Golf is heading towards an end. They tried, and it didn't work. And now they have no backing, and this guy is just doing whatever he can to try to find some money, saying that the product is great, it's awesome, everybody's fine, everybody wants to be here. I think we said this when he talked about the $250 million. Saying, man, you give me $250 million, I swear I'll be profitable. I promise. Yeah. It's going to happen.
Who's paying his salary?
Whatever money's still in the account, probably.
I like that you put the probably on the end of it.
He might be.
Who's writing the checks?
He might be doing a lot of stuff for free.
Are the Saudis, because they're out, like, who's funding him and his existence?
Well, I do think they do have a little bit of money that's been left that was like given to them for the year or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot.
Yeah, he contends that they've still got the allocation from the PIF for this season, but there have been reports that say you've got 4 tournaments left, but you are hemorrhaging money and you will not be able to afford to put on at least 2 of those 4. And so that was one of the many reasons he went on CNBC. Just try what he can, because you're right, he's just doing his job. And he's there to champion a dying thing. As pretty difficult, but the paychecks were probably great when they were at least cashing every 2 weeks. World Cup starts Thursday. Mexico and South Africa are going to be the opening match at 2 o'clock in Mexico City. Canada's going to open against Bosnia in Toronto. It's Friday at 3. Team USA will play Paraguay at SoFi Stadium Friday night at 9 o'clock. This from the FIFA World Cup. So Dan and Shay are going to sing the United States national anthem along with a singer from Paraguay who will do that country's anthem. Jason Sudeikis will take the field as a FIFA World Cup 2026 ambassador, and some of their additional talent include Katy Perry. So this is for America. The Canadians are going to have Alanis Morissette performing the national anthem. Will Arnett is going to be one of their ambassadors, along with Michael Bublé. Thing or not thing.
Joe Bluth and Michael Bublé.
Celine Dion's ticked somewhere.
This lineup is...
I love the World Cup. I saw Mo Salah last week. Like, Lionel Messi played at Auburn last night. Like, the World Cup is here, and from my vantage, it feels like there's zero buzz around it compared to what it was in '94. I remember that one usually the World Cup, like, the world kind of stops. It feels like it's just going to kind of happen. I don't know. I don't feel the juice for it that I normally do for the World Cup.
This is not a thing for me. I know it's a big thing on the world stage, so it is something, but it is just absolutely nothing to me. What is a cool thing, though, is this week you've got NBA Finals, Stanley Cup Finals, the World Cup, the College Baseball World Series, all of these awesome sporting events going on at one time. That is a thing.
Yeah, that part's really, really cool. Final hour on a First Friday. Get your officially endorsed at the end of it. We open it with a little bit of Hey Guys, Bishop and Fritz, right here on The Fan.
Catch T-Bone and Tyvis weekday mornings from 6 to 9. If you're not completely satisfied, we'll rewind time and erase your brain. For real, The Fan.
QC Kinetics helps active people stay active. People like David Boardman, police officer, competitive athlete, and gym owner who trains hard almost every day.
My body's taken a lot of abuse over the years. I've had multiple knee surgeries on both of my knees. I could barely run a mile prior to going to QC Kinetics. Doctors have all told me, hey, you are going to need knee replacements.
But QC Kinetics gave David great news.
We're going to give you the opportunity to have not one, but 2 healthy knees, and we don't have to cut you open.
And after David's regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics?
Since I've gone to them, I run 20, 30 miles a week. I really wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for QC Kinetics.
From knee pain to Ironman training.
It's a no-brainer.
Now it's your turn. Call QC Kinetics to book your free consultation today.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
The buzz is real at Zoombezi Bay's award-winning conservation tower. 3 all-new water slides, 1 thrilling experience. Make your splash at ZoombeziBay.com.
Common Man here. Join me June 20th for the Common Man Mile at this year's Fan 5K in Westerville. Get signed up at 971therace.com.
The 97.1 The Fan 5K is presented by Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, and the Common Man Mile is sponsored by Rose Pest Solutions. Rose Pest Solutions has been protecting Columbus homes and businesses for over 165 years. Got a pest problem? Rose is the solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Morgan & Morgan isn't just an injury firm. It's our family's life work. It's my husband, it's my sons, it's me. When we take a case, we see a family just like ours. $30 billion recovered is something I'm proud of. But what I'm really proud of are the families we stood beside. It's an honor to fight for you when you need our support the most. Morgan & Morgan, for the people and your family.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
I have a buddy who's going to be popping the question soon. He's planning everything out. He asked me, can you help me out with the ring? I said, of course I can. I've got a guy, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Now you talk, Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace. I'm your guy.
Go in, see my friends at Worthington Jewelers. Tell them I sent you, and you'll get the true VIP experience.
I'll treat them better than I treat you.
That's not hard. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington. WorthingtonJewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged. And tell them Common Man sent you.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing.
Call 1-800-COOLING.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, it's important to us that when you call Pella Columbus, you talk to a real person.
You should hear how smooth it is when you call us.
You calling right now?
Yep. Oh, here we go. New windows. No. New window. Operator.
Get the windows that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
There's a pill version of Ozempic.
Hello, I'm Ozempic.
And I'm other GLP-1s kind of like him. Hey, did I hear there's a pill version of Ozempic?
Yep, you sure did. Ask your doctor about which FDA-approved uses of the Ozempic pen or pill may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide tablets 9 milligrams and Ozempic semaglutide injection 2 milligrams.
There's a pill version of Ozempic.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. We've got day baseball in the Buckeye State. The Guardians look to avoid being swept by the Yankees. Cleveland will host New York at 1:10. Guardians enter the day with a half-game lead on the White Sox for the top spot in the AL Central. Chicago hosts Atlanta tonight at 7:40. As for the Reds, Cincinnati put a stop to a 5-game losing streak last night. Redlegs beat the Padres in San Diego. They can win that series today at 4:10. In the NBA tonight, the Knicks host the Spurs in Game 4 of the Finals. Tip-off from Madison Square Garden's 8:30. San Antonio won Game 3 earlier in the week, but trails the best of 7, 2-1. Spurs are going to host Game 5 on Saturday. On the ice last night in Las Vegas, the Hurricanes beat the Golden Knights 5-3 in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. The best of 7's tied at 2. Carolina's going to host Game 5 tomorrow night. And the Browns have officially signed all 10 of their draft picks. Receiver Casey Concepcion inked his rookie deal this morning as the team continues mandatory minicamp today in Berea. You can hear Browns football this fall right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Keep your friends close and your producers closer. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
And as always, we are brought to you by our great friends at Diamond Cellar, your true jeweler for nearly 8 decades. Sawmill Easton, they'll take care of you. I assure you of that. Dad's Day is coming up quickly. Lots of goodies in there for the old man as well. Second hour of the program, let's kick it off with a little Hey Guys. Hit it, fellas.
Nothing is off limits. Your participation is required. Just use the hashtag #HeyGuys and ask anything you want. Do it now.
Sponsored by Rose Pest Solutions.
All right, so we're getting yours in on YouTube right now, also at 971BFS if you want to send them via Twitter. I'm going to start with this one I just saw from Cash Rose in the YouTube chat. Hey, guys, will the three of you hand out some World Cup predictions before tomorrow?
Yeah. So I love the World Cup. I remember, and I want to do kind of an extended conversation about this yesterday because I think one of the, I'm not going to do tomorrow's show today, but one of the things that's really stupefying to me is at the end of the 1994 World Cup, which was a truly massive cultural moment. And then on the heels of that came the Women's World Cup in the United States. That's the Brandi Chastain and all of those images that came for that. There was a massive boom of soccer in this country that birthed the MLS. And if you would have told anyone in 1994 that USA Soccer would essentially be in the exact same spot now as they were then, you would have been laughed out of a room. I mean, the thinking was that USA Soccer would elevate and become a team that potentially could win a World Cup the next time that the World Cup would happen here. Well, we're 32 years later, and we're the exact same. Try to get out of the group. Be bounced in the first round. Nothing has changed. Now, MLS has changed exponentially. That league has grown exponentially. That league is a big-time business now and a big-time league now. Wasn't then. It wasn't even started at that point. So in that sense, it's grown. But in terms of Team USA, it's about the same. It's funny. It feels like the sport's in a little bit of a transition to me. My kids are really into it. They've been playing FIFA a lot over the last couple of weeks, and they're really into it. But it feels like that the sport, even in general, like Messi's still at this World Cup. Cristiano Ronaldo's still at this World Cup. Luka Modric is still playing at this World Cup. There are these guys in their 40s, approaching 40, late 30s, who have been global superstars for 20 years that are still there. Now, they're not the best players anymore, but they're in the mix. And it feels like the young guys, like this Yamal kid and Vinny and Mbappe was incredible a couple of years ago. He's kind of drifted a little bit. Bellingham, all these young guys that are on the ascent, have they completely taken that throne yet? So it feels like the sport is kind of in an in-between stage where these young, precocious stars aren't quite ready to be among the greats, and these all-time greats like Ronaldo and Messi are still participating. So it's a weird kind of feel for it. You'd be an idiot not to pick France or Spain. Be crazy not to. Those two teams are completely loaded, and you'd be nuts not to pick one of those two teams to win it. I'll be rooting for the Germans, which I always do. They haven't gotten out of the group stage in the last two World Cups, so we'll see if they can get out of it a little bit further with the German heritage. Love to see England do it. They haven't done it since '66. I think that'd be really cool. It's been a hell of a drought for Brazil, too. Brazil hasn't won a World Cup since 2002 or 98. Last time Brazil won, I think 2002 for Brazil. So it's been a while for them, too. So I'll get into it once it gets going, but I just don't have the buzz for it that I normally do.
The only thing I know about the World Cup is the Team USA is not winning, and that's about it.
No. Reese, are you going to watch it?
I think so. I was looking at the pools today, and while I don't have any knowledge on who's good, obviously I just think the spectacle will draw me in. I think their first match is at 9 o'clock Friday, so I'm not sure how that'll go. But if you got some afternoon soccer, if it's going to be on Fox, I think there's an opportunity for them to kind of get my attention. But I'd like to see Team USA make it out of the group stage. But outside of that, I have no idea what to expect. They put more than, this was from, I think, the Montgomery Register?
Yeah.
Had 88,000 at Jordan-Hare Stadium last night.
Can you imagine being Lionel Messi and the Argentina team? And you guys haven't been to Auburn, Alabama. I have. But can you imagine them flying a private jet into Auburn, Alabama and taking their team bus to Jordan-Hare and explaining to them that this palace houses college football and trying to make sense of it? I mean, it's nuts. They're truly nuts. Excuse me. One other thing on this that I do think contributes to maybe the lack of buzz, and we talk about this all the time. This isn't on ESPN. If this were on ESPN, it would be being cross-promoted on the NBA Finals, on the NHL Finals. It would be talked about on SportsCenter nonstop. Fox does not have an alternative. I know they have FS1, but it does not have the audience. So this is kind of paratrooping in for the casual sports fan, and I think that will impact the ratings a little bit as well.
Get this from Wolfman Matt on Twitter. Hey, guys, what global sporting events that casuals don't know much about would you want to attend? Mine is happening this weekend with the 24 Hours of Le Mans.
Yeah. That would be a crazy one to attend, and I have such a greater appreciation for that because of Ford versus Ferrari, which I think is one of the most rewatchable movies of the last 15 years or so. That would be a really cool one. I would love to go to Monaco for the Monaco Grand Prix. The setup of that city juxtaposed to F1, it feels like you'd be able to kind of feel it because it's such a small area. I think that would be really cool. I could give you a number of soccer. Like, I would love to see a game at the Allianz with Bayern Munich. Obviously, the Bernabeu. I'd love to see the new camp in Barcelona. Would love to go to a game at Anfield for Liverpool, those type of things. There's a there is a horse race. I think it's called the Grand. I wonder if they still do it. There's a horse race in England that's a pretty cool deal too that I would probably like to see. The other thing that looks kind of cool is it in? Oh my God, why am I blanking on it? It's in Hong Kong. The horse racing at night in Hong Kong, which is insane. Like, there's some of that stuff out there that's really cool. Also, I tell you another one that I'd really like to do is the Australian rules football, like rugby league. I'd like to go see one of those. There's a lot out there on the globe, man.
That horse race in England, isn't that one of the ones that's on grass?
It is.
Don't they do it on grass? Yeah, it looks different. It's pretty cool. I think rugby would be fun, too, some Australian rules football. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned horse racing at night in Hong Kong. They have some, and I know the Live Golf just did this recently. I don't know if it's Hong Kong or was it Korea, but they have golf courses over there that are lit up, and they do night tournaments. And I think that would be fun. A night golf tournament would be a blast.
It's the Grand National is the one in England that I was thinking of as the horse race. That would be pretty cool. Like, yeah, you see that in Dubai, too, where they do it at night because it's so hot with the golf tournaments. Yeah. There's a lot, man. What would yours be, Reese?
2027 Rugby World Cup's being held in Australia.
Yeah.
I was looking the other day, like an All Blacks match, I think, with some of those New Zealand teams and Australian teams. I think England might be your defending Rugby World Cup champion. So just any of those... Just to be there, I don't know much about rugby rules, but just the scene of it all, I think, would be incredible.
Well, if you saw, like, the All Blacks, New Zealand All Blacks, like, against the Wallabies in Melbourne or Sydney.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I don't know how that doesn't hit as big as possible. All right, we'll continue with the Hey Guys coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Experience the adrenaline of Barrett Jackson in Columbus, Ohio, June 25th to 27th. See hundreds of no-reserve collector cars cross the auction block, interactive sponsor displays, and a wide selection of food and drinks. It's an exciting, high-octane event for fans of all ages. Tickets on sale now at barrett-jackson.com.
Fall is a season of change, and Hinderer Motor Company is turning over a new leaf with big savings. This is Justin Hinderer. Right now, any one of our participating locations is paying up to $3,500 over Kelley Blue Book value. That's right. Drive in your current vehicle and leaf with one of ours today. Don't wait. The leaves are falling and so are the prices. At Hinderer Motor Company, we love what moves you.
Hey, Weekend Warriors, Austin Ward here. You want to know when your body starts talking back on a golf course? Cart path only. Suddenly your ball is 80 yards across the fairway. You're hiking over there with 3 clubs, and by the time you get to it, you're not thinking birdie. You're wondering if the course has an urgent care. And that's the point. It's not just the scorecard. It's the whole day. Walking 18 without feeling like you're in a survival show. Bending down to read a putt without making that noise. Getting home and still having enough left in the tank for the kids, the yard, the cooler, all of it. That's why Awaken 180 makes sense. It's a medication-free solution with weekly weight loss, support, and yes, free support for life. You may not fix your slice overnight, but drop 30, 40, even 50 pounds, and the game, plus life after the game, feels better. Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame. Make the call, 844-346-1800, or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Leaky pipes, no hot water, issues with your sewer or drains? When plumbing problems strike, Logan Services is ready to help you out. We offer free estimates on water heaters, water softeners, and drain lines. Whether it's a surprise leak or an aging water tank, we'll give you an honest recommendation so you can take action fast. Don't wait. Schedule your free plumbing estimate now. Fast, friendly service you trust from Logan Services.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Sleep Better Columbus can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Does heel pain make you hobble just getting out of bed in the morning? If heel pain is affecting your ability to exercise and meet your walking or running goals, relief is as close as your local podiatrist. Podiatric physicians are highly trained doctors who specialize in medical and surgical treatment of the foot and ankle. Ohio Foot and Ankle podiatric physicians are available across the state and are devoted to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Sunday mornings at 8.
It's the Fan Call-In Show, presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Could see a chance of showers and thunderstorms as we go late afternoon and early evening. Otherwise, for most of us, the sunshine continues to build in throughout the day as highs soar into the low 90s, but with the humidity, could feel like we're in the mid to upper 90s. For tonight, lows down into the 70s again with partly cloudy skies, and then we'll see some chances of showers and thunderstorms heading into your Thursday. Breezy winds and highs in the low 90s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Miss a little, miss a lot. Catch Bishop and Friends wherever you get your podcasts. It's free.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
The Fan. They've all been paid by the Cleveland Browns. This is Bishop and Friends.
Indeed it is, and it's coming up here, kids. We got the Fan 5K. You can join us for it. It's presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center. 5K run, 1 mile walk, Saturday, June 20th at Otterbein. Some of your favorite fan personalities will be there, including Brother Bone, Nephew Tyvus, Man, and Timmy. Reese will be there. Adam King will be there. Nicole Sheeran will be there as well. Every participant gets a finisher's medal, a race shirt, free photos, awesome gifts from Logan Services. The Fan 5K is presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center. Sign up today at 971therace.com. We continue with the Hey Guys. Go ahead, Reese.
Yeah, and I just want to piggyback off that real quick. You can walk the 5K. Like, there are a lot of people that will be next Saturday walking the 5K. It's a gorgeous course. Come out and say hi. You can get a sweaty hug from me after the event, or you can try to beat Tyvus Powell in a 40-yard dash, because that Saturday is the day. That Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, he's back from paternity leave. So we're getting him a little early.
He's been here all week. He was in here.
Yeah, he's not
blue
really.
Cigars. He's not really. I mean, he just can't help it.
Baker, did you try one of those?
He's probably in the YouTube chat now.
He was in the YouTube chat on his show, I think, for the last.
Of course.
Week.
Yeah.
Did you try one of those blue cigars?
I did not try it. That's something I feel like should be I just keep that on my desk. I heard Man and Timmy talking about it. And didn't have great reviews on the flavor of that.
It's
cigar
blue.
gum.
Yeah, I tried it.
Bubble gum cigar. Yeah, I mean,
it's a lot.
I'm guessing the flavor goes out pretty quickly. What is that bubble? It's a bazooka, or what's the one that goes out like that? The flavor. It's
there's
pink.
the flavor stripes, and then with the multiple
fruit.
Juicy Fruit does too.
No.
The flavor stripe gum did.
It's the one in the baseball dugouts. It's yellow, red, and blue. It comes in like a little circle. It's pink.
Is that the double
pink.
bubble?
Double bubble. It's gone in 12 seconds.
Yeah.
This on the YouTube chat from Jeff Rimmer's middle half. Hey guys, what is each of your gentlemen's biggest on-field accomplishment?
I don't know what. I guess what do you mean? Like in athletic accomplishment?
Yeah, I was going to say I prevented Mike Adams, from blocking a field goal try at Upper Arlington back in 2007. And by prevent, I just stood there. He did not try to rush.
Oh, I don't know. I don't want to sound like Al Bundy for the kids.
Oh, come on. Ball's not going to spike itself.
It was okay. I was a decent high school athlete. At the time I was done playing high school football. I think it's long since been broken, but I had the Montana high school record for touchdown passes in a single game, touchdown yards passing in a single game, and yards thrown in a single season. But I think it's all been obliterated. We were basically the first team in the state that ran run and shoot. And I was the first quarterback to do that at our school. And we weren't very good, and so we had a little bit of success, but we were the first ones to sling it. So I had some of those records at the time. My favorite moment was, though, we were playing our rival school in basketball. Now I'm going to go full Al Bundy on you. And my girlfriend was a cheerleader at the rival school, and so I was just constantly being ribbed like the whole game. The great Gina Offerdahl, great woman, lovely lady, and we were in attendance, and it was always pretty heated when we played them. They were one of the rival schools, and I ended up scoring 31 in the game, and at one point, this kid who was kind of running his mouth to me the whole time, it was towards the end of the game, and we were up, and we were going to win it, and I was having a little bit of a night, and everyone was in the student section was like yelling at me, and the kid was standing next to me, and I just pointed at him and went, he can't guard me. He can't guard me. I kept doing that, and so I had a little bit of a mouth in those days in rural Montana. Been a long time now.
So I never really played organized sports growing up outside of some rec league basketball.
Which is crazy.
I had jobs since I was 9 years old. I loved making money. So
yeah,
I played a lot of rec league softball and I guess some rec league basketball. But I would probably say my best accomplishment in sports is back when I played golf a lot. I shot 3 rounds in my life in the 70s, and I've had a couple of 9 holes where for 9 holes I shot a 33, and that's my best accomplishment.
Jeez.
Now we're not touching that. We'd be lucky to touch 43 right now, but
that's getting after it though, babe. Good job out of you.
Ace in the YouTube chat asks, "Hey guys, what movie or series that has not already been remade would you like to see remade?"
Oh my gosh, that's a fun one. Movie or series that I'd like to see remade.
I know it's going to happen with The Sopranos, so I hope they do it right.
They did the prequel movie.
Mm-hmm. They did
okay.
not. That was so. It was like 3.5 hours.
Yeah, it was just okay. I'm trying to think. I guess what I'm trying, I want to steer away from like clearly they'll remake Star Wars at some point. At some point they will. I mean, those are 50 years old. At some point they will redo those with today's technology, and it might just be great. And it might not, but that's fine. But like the technology's gone so far that, there's been all sorts of, I'm trying to think if there's some, one that I wish that they would do more of, and I wish that they would pivot off of what they did was Indiana Jones. I love Indiana Jones. And I'm not saying remake Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade or Temple of Doom, which I think it takes a lot of shrapnel. I think it's more than fine. It was fun as a kid. And Raiders, they're all great. And when they've done the new Indy, they insist on having Harrison Ford in it. I always wondered why Indiana Jones can't be our James Bond. Why can't you just cast different actors playing the role and keep making movies in that time frame from the early 30s to the mid 40s? Just keep putting movies in those time frames with different actors. Why can't you do that?
So I know that this one got remade as a TV series on Disney Plus for a while, but I would love to see them redo The Mighty Ducks with Gordon Bombay as the old man at the hockey shop and Charlie Conway as the coach of the team, and it's all of their kids. I think that would be fun to do that. I also think another one that would be fun is if you remade Home Alone and Kevin McAllister's the dad now.
Think about how good he was to carry that at that age.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to carry that type of. It's all him. If he's not charming, if he's not charismatic, all those things, that thing falls about as flat as can be. It's also stupefying that they named an NHL team after a movie. That's stupefying.
I saw a commercial last night, by the way, with Macaulay Culkin in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not convinced that him and Joe Burrow aren't the same person. I think I need a picture of Joe Burrow as a kid to see if it's Kevin McAllister.
A lot of similarities there, yeah. Yeah, certainly a lot of them. Reese, do you have one?
Not off. They're doing a Harry Potter in December.
They're running that back.
They're running that back on HBO, and I'm interested to see how that goes. I think trying to redo some of the Arnold films, like how Commando would go. God, I don't know if you could, and again, this goes to the idea that they meant never do it right or capture the same charm that made those films special. I know they've done a bunch of Predators.
Yeah.
Since the initial one, and Danny Glover's out there defeating the Predator, so it kind of waters down Arnold's accomplishment.
Yeah.
But I always wonder when I see those movies available to me on streamers, I go, in 10 years, they're going to try to do another one.
Yeah, they just never did. Yeah. Like, I guess for a lot of those guys, like Stallone made Rambo most recently, not that long ago. So, like, is there something more to that? Is there a television series around that?
Because they also, He-Man was what I was asking our friends in the YouTube chat.
Oh, yeah.
That one just came out, and I don't know the actor that's doing He-Man, but Jared Leto's Skeletor. And I wonder for those with He-Man in their heyday, if it still holds up, this movie. I know they've tried to do a bunch of cartoons that just haven't taken.
So that's me. That's my generation. So I was a kid. It was, I was big, little toys. So it was G.I. Joe, it was He-Man, and it was Star Wars figurines. I mean, that's what it was. My kids have had some of that when they were really little. NBC did, but the rest of them have really had no use for that stuff. And it was always like, it was a cartoon into a merch, into a movie was kind of the process of all of that. I have a hard time thinking that this He-Man thing's going to hit. Has it been reviewed positively? I mean, did you know who He-Man was, Reese? Bake knows, clearly, but did you know who He-Man was?
Kind of.
They tried G.I. Joe, and that fell pretty flat. They tried that a couple of times, and that didn't really land the plane.
I feel like I didn't really like He-Man when I was little.
I had
This
that
wasn't
stuff
for me.
Yeah, we had it. I mean, I remember the Masters of the Universe, and we had Castle Grayskull, and we had He-Man and Skeletor and all of those figurines.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't hit the way G.I. Joe did. G.I. Joe was the one that hit for me. I mean, that was it. That was the one we were really into. And none of that stuff really hit.
All right, so I'm looking at headlines. New He-Man movie is one of 2026's biggest box office bombs.
Yeah.
I guess it did worse in the box office than the new Scary Movie film, which I didn't know was a thing.
I just don't know who's the appetite for that. Like, you're playing on nostalgia, but I mean, that's 40-year-old nostalgia, guys.
Yeah, 7 out of 10 on IMDb, 67% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay,
I wonder,
not terrible.
For some of these studios, you put a bunch of money behind a movie, and you're maybe less and less concerned these days as you are with the box office and the international because of how it might do streaming-wise.
Sure.
But, yeah, not great early returns for the Masters of the Universe. This from Phil, and this is a request for Bo. Hey, guys, can Uncle Bo host a cocktail hour for loyal BFS listeners?
So I thought about that with doing like a First Friday, like Mike does Common Man's Basement on Friday. I thought about doing Bo's Bar on a First Friday and doing like a 20-minute, 30-minute kind of a chat, have a cocktail. We could make a cocktail and then consume the cocktail and have a little chat. So, yeah, I'm open to that. We got a show meeting with Fish in 35 minutes. We can talk about it for sure.
A high bank happy hour edition of the program sounds phenomenal.
Who gets hurt? Isn't everybody winning?
Maybe
winning.
Thursday morning, but who cares? We'll deal with that when we get there.
Yeah, it's Thursday's problem.
Look, we enjoy a cocktail, but we're also not going to be drunk in public like Uncle Ronnie White, so we can't have that. So no, we'll handle ourselves. We'll make sure we mix in a water from time to time.
By the way, when you say Lubbock, Texas, it makes me think of drunk in public.
Drunk in public. Lubbock, Texas. I can't say it any way other than that. It's the way that Dr. Schultz says it in Django Unchained. Henry Laudermilk from Lubbock, Texas. Every time I say it, I like saying it. I can't wait to say Lubbock, Texas. You got one more quickly,
Yeah,
Reese?
just real quick from Jay. Hey, guys, what are you doing or bringing to the beach for entertainment?
All right. This is my experience. You need to have a football because you're going to spin it around a little bit. The coolest thing when we were in spring break, you guys have seen these. They're the ball. It's slightly smaller than a tennis ball that skips on waves. Have you seen these? So
it's like a skip ball, I think they call it.
Yeah, but like they just bounce on water. We had the most fun playing. Like you'd go like 50 yards apart in the ocean and then skip it I would skip it to the boys. We stood in the water for an hour doing that. Other than that, all I need is a little bit of shade, a little ranch water, or a yellow jacket, a Modelo, something like that. Some tunes work. I like a little bit of tunes. Those things work. That's all you need. I'm a big beach guy. I love a beach. I could sit at a beach and screw around with the boys, jump in the waves. All of that stuff wins.
So as someone who is going to a beach here in July, now I don't have to entertain kids, Bo, but
yeah,
all I need is whatever I'm bringing from the liquor store.
It's good,
and I'm
right?
Good. That's all I need.
It's pretty good.
The ocean waves and the pool that's right there next to. That's all I need. We're good.
Yeah.
I will advocate for the Bluetooth speaker, but set at a reasonable volume. Just because you want to hear some music doesn't mean the people next to you and the good family to the right of you want to hear it as well.
Well done. Well done. And good job out of all of you. What happens when you drop a German into America and he does the most stereotypical American things ever? In 2 minutes, I'll tell you. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Hey, this is Bobby Carpenter here with my friend Jake Ballard with QC Kinetics. So, Jake, I know that the years of football began to erode your knee. Did that subside when you got done playing football, or is that something that has persisted even years after retiring?
When I retired from football, the pain didn't go away. So for me, I had a lot of pain in my left knee, and it was something that caused me aches and pains every day, especially in the morning and the evening. Once I arrived at QC Kinetics and saw Dr. Tesner, they told me all about my knee. The one thing that really got me excited was there's no surgery, and we started treatment right away.
It can change your life, and hopefully that's been the same for you as it has for me.
Bobby, I feel a lot better. Walking without pain, going through my day without pain, even having no pain while I was being more active and hiking or riding a bike.
So, Jake, it was great talking to you about this. And if you're dealing with that kind of pain, check out QC Kinetics, located in Dublin and in Gahanna, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544, or go to qckinetics.com/Columbus.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling, and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, friends, you could win unmatched views of the match during the Twin Peaks Go for Goal giveaway, all presented by Michelob Ultra and Casamigos. Visit TwinPeaksSoccer.com to enter for your chance to win by June 14th. Twin Peaks Eats, Drinks, Scenic Views.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for almost 80 years. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Sports conversation that's worthy of a toast, or at least a stiff drink. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, World Cup starts tomorrow. Mexico gets to kick it off. Team USA plays on Friday. The world is coming to watch this. It's a crazy thing to try to take on a whole continent with games in Canada, Mexico, and the United States. There is a social media account run by a German, and the account is @FreddyLA7, and they are chronicling, and I'm not going to steal that. I'll steal this just from somebody up at ESPN Cleveland, but that this is the most consequential transcript since Lewis and Clark, and I think it might be. It's pretty good. So among the things that he's done on this tour, I'll just go through some of these tweets because they're unbelievable. Just had our first Waffle House experience at 1 a.m. Great food, great prices, friendly staff. 10 out of 10. We'll be back. Same. And by the way, your first Waffle House experience should be at 1 a.m. 100% should be at 1 a.m. There's no other time to do it. American breakfast, another day of exploring starts. Fruit Loops, bagels, orange juice, and Frosted Flakes is what was consumed. This is pretty great. We found a German village in the mountains of North Georgia. He goes, I feel right at home. And it's, you know how we do this? Like there's a town on the Florida Gulf that's like this. It looks like you're in Stuttgart randomly. Alpine roller coaster in Helen. A little bit expensive, but a lot of fun. he goes on the Chattahoochee River. They're tubing down the Chattahoochee River. Wendy's escalation, and it shows his Wendy's order for lunch. He has an image of like the soda machine where you can pick a billion different flavors of Sprite and Coke and all of that. LMAO, how am I supposed to choose from all this? This is overwhelming me. Some incredible pictures from like North Georgia, like experiencing all of that. Had to go to Walmart and get new clothes because they got so wet. Was at the game last night in Auburn, and that experience is pretty great too. Goes over how far it is. I think sometimes Europeans aren't aware of how far it is. So he went from Chattanooga, Tennessee, all the way to looks like Texas, probably College Station, and the trip was 14 and a half hours, which is just foreign to most people at all. Here's a tweet from yesterday. Good morning, America. Another day, another adventure. Currently in the Appalachians. Highlight of the day, Argentina versus Iceland at Auburn. And before he went there, he had to go to Walmart to get new shoes because his shoes got soaked, and chronicles all the details of that. The Auburn experience. Hello, Auburn. There's an eagle flying around the stadium. And they show the eagle. This is the craziest stadium I've ever been to, and I've been to a lot of them, because the idea that you can't get from one side of the stadium at Auburn to the other. He goes, this is the most the European mind can't comprehend this moment of my life. One of my friends said, punch me 5 times more and I'll still think it isn't real. And it's them at Auburn watching this experience. And they play the music in it, the fireworks at the end of it, all of the things that are just normal for us. And it just got me thinking, like, oh my God, then they went to Buc-ee's. Dude, laughing my ass off.
That's a whole other experience.
Laughing my ass off. This is a gas station, and they show Buc-ee's. We haven't eaten anything besides a chicken sandwich at Walmart this morning, so this order is going to be huge. Dinner from Buc-ee's at 1 a.m., and he has like the Buc-ee's order there. Hotels in Auburn were too expensive, so we decided to do a night drive further south. Final destination, probably Tuskegee or Montgomery. And now they're watching Cristiano Ronaldo practice. It's just incredible how it all has done. And you think about, this is all stuff that we're used to, especially in the American South, for the folks who have traveled down there. All of those things are like hallmarks of traveling through the American South. What would be your biggest fish out of moment country for you? If I were to drop either one of you into a country, what's the one that you think you would be the most fish out of water? Because for me, there's one answer that I think that's the absolute for me.
I'd say probably the rugby. When I was thinking about going to Australia for the 2027 Rugby World Cup.
Yeah.
I think that would be a very different experience from what I'm used to with college football Saturdays.
I think it would probably be China or Japan, because it's so different over there. Like, I had a buddy that went there, and he said there's not any trash anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have trash on the ground, one, they're either taught to pick it up or you'll get thrown in jail. Like, you're not allowed to do those things. And I feel like the food and the culture is just so different. I feel like somewhere Japan, China, that would be the biggest difference for me.
That's where I was going. I don't even know. Like, it's funny. My wife was asking, well, do you because we're getting older, and she's like, are there places that you want to go? And she's, well, what about the Far East? And I'm like, I think I would. I mean, everybody I know, and honestly, a lot of NFL players go to Japan in the off season. A lot of them do. And all of the ones that go there, when you talk to them on the other side, they're like, it was incredible, like just a spectacular experience. But it feels so fish out of water to me. And maybe that's just because Lost in Translation and Bill Murray trying to navigate through all of that. Maybe that's just in my head, and it just seems overwhelming to me. But I've always thought of, used to love the Anthony Bourdain shows, no Parts Unknown or whatever, and no Reservations, whatever they were called. And he always just raved about Japan and the Far East. So maybe I would think it would be incredibly cool. I don't know, but there's no question I'd be fish out of water.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to navigate it. I don't know how that would even go, Reese.
Like, the best season for me of White Lotus is Thailand.
Yeah.
And that just now, the more I think about it, I think they said it generated like $36 million in money for the local economy, from like the filming, the jobs that were created, and then the tourism that followed. But I think that would probably be a very fish out of water if you're out of the resort, because I think the resort gets so curated and catered to being outside of that. Like, I'm watching like a snake fight.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of wild.
What exactly is this?
A guy's trying to catch a cobra. I'm like, I don't know if you should do that, man.
I think Egypt would be too. I think Egypt would be crazy to land in Cairo, the size of it, and to see the pyramids and the Sphinx and all of that stuff that you've seen in encyclopedias when I was a kid before the internet and all of that. That to me would be a wild thing to see. Would be Northern Africa. I suppose Africa in general would be pretty wild. I would be, some people would say Dubai. I knew a guy who used to work at Channel 10 who went on his honeymoon in Dubai and just raved about it. But I would just be nervous because I've seen so many, thrillers set in the Middle East that I would do something wrong and somehow lose a hand. I'm sure that's not how it is, but in my head, that's kind of the way that it is. Anyway, this is just spectacular. And the idea that this World Cup is spread out over one entire continent and that you have such absurd things as a World Cup warm-up taking place in Auburn, Alabama. We were talking about fish out of water of Mo Salah in Egypt and Brazil playing up in Cleveland, and how Cleveland's at least a big city. Auburn, Alabama, dropping Argentina into Auburn. That's crazy that happened, and that 88,000 people showed up for it. That is absolute lunacy to think about. The differences.
Love for the German guy to come back for the Iron Bowl.
He might. It seems like he's having a hell of a time.
Seems like he's having a good one. But yeah, just to see it was an international friendly, a World Cup tune-up game, and then to see the Iron Bowl, how different those things would be. And he's also absolutely right. Yes, in any stadium, you should be able to go from one end to the other. Why are we still why is this a thing? Is this
so
clearly a thing only in America then?
Reese, it was you and I in Shops. We were doing the show. You remember that guy who was the architect from Cincinnati who sent us the plans?
Very detailed plans of what to do with the shoe.
Yeah, with the shoe, because one of the things that was so ridiculous is that you can't just walk around it. Once you get in the shoe,
it's not all connected?
It's not connected. It's what are you talking about? It's not connected. I can't walk all the way around this place. This is insane. But our stadiums are so big and they've expanded so quickly that you have those things. So I can't recommend that account enough. It's really interesting just to see it through somebody else's eyes, all of it. And so from the places he went, he did Waffle House, Wendy's, Chili's, Buc-ee's. I mean, you're on the list right there.
I mean, Buc-ee's and Walmart, that's all the people watching you ever need.
I've never been to a Buc-ee's.
There's one going to be built in Mansfield soon that you could stop on.
Is there really?
Yeah, that's the next one, but that's not coming to 20. I think
it's 2027.
Okay.
It'll be.
There's one on the way to Indiana, right?
Yes, there is now. Yeah, out at Huber Heights area.
Probably in your travels later in the summer, you might come across one.
I don't think that would be the one because I'm going to Indiana next week.
Okay,
so that would be the one.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thanks.
I'll need them.
It's a different world in there.
What's so great about it?
Very clean bathrooms. They got 100 different varieties of beef jerky. They make their own brisket, their own barbecue sauce, and they make.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing that I would go out of my way for.
It is. I believe 120 gas pumps. It's a restaurant, a general store, a candy shop. It's everything all in one.
Very efficient.
You want a new green egg, you can get it. You want some fudge, you can get it.
So it's like an old department store.
You want some
except you can also get gas.
Beaver nuggets, there you go.
They're all there for you, everything you need. We get your first Friday officially endorsed in 3 things up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Hey, it's Anthony. Did you know that 1 in 4 men over 40 have low testosterone? You can get your levels back with Low T Center. They tailor their TRT to every man to make sure his levels are where they need to be. Go to fixmylowt.com and book your free testosterone test.
When it's too hot to go out, it's definitely too hot for your AC to go out. The Waterworks Heating and Cooling Pros are here to help. We offer fast repair and AC replacement replacement for any cooling system when you need it. Plus, we're a premier Lennox dealer and can install an energy-efficient system for a great price. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit us online at thewaterworks.com. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Dip it, dunk it, smother it. It's queso gone wild at Hothead Burritos. Try our new loaded potatoes covered in queso and topped off with hardwood smoked bacon, burritos, bowls, nachos, and more. Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some queso.
Hey, it's Anthony here for the Good Feet store, and my journey continues. No more agony of defeat. Already this season, I've walked 18 holes twice and lived to tell the story. My personally fit arch supports go where I go. And in this case, right into my shoes, all of them. I just pop them in any pair and off I go. Just having that support and the stability has made a world of difference for me. A while back, I walked into the Good Feet store and walked out with an entirely new outlook. And I knew it right away. After taking the test walk around the store, I felt the difference. And not just that cushy feeling, I'm talking about real support, the kind that makes you feel aligned. For more than 30 years, the Good Feet store has helped thousands of people discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. I experience it daily. I really feel my personally fit arch supports guide my feet into their ideal position. You can make an appointment online or just stop into the Good Feet store in Grove City or on Polaris Parkway in Westerville. Get started at goodfeet.com.
Jeremy Foltz, CEO and co-founder of 3C Technology Solutions, speaks about working with First Bank of Central Ohio.
I think FBCO had a really nice personal touch. Transition was really easy and much cleaner than I thought it would be. Some very specific things that made me very excited to work with them are availability and creativity.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. Right now, buy 4 windows, get 4 free. And 48 months with 0% interest, same as cash. Restrictions apply. Call 614-502-5220. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Common Man and Timmy. Voted America's dumbest show by Marconi voters. Common Man is a Columbus radio legend. And by legend, I mean it's a miracle he hasn't been fired yet. And Timmy is, well, Timmy will complain about anything and everything. And he kind of looks like a woman. Giggity, giggity, giggity. So there's that. Common Man and Timmy.
Sponsored by Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on The Fan. The Reds are on The Fan's family of stations all season long. If you don't listen, Terry Francona will ride his scooter to your house and yell at you. Your home of the Reds. The Fan, The Fan 2, and The Fan 3. The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by KDHVAC, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan, the uncle you never knew you had. The friends you kind of wish you didn't. This is Bishop and Friends.
All right, Reese, what do we have on the poll today?
It's a good one today. It's sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub. Of the bottom tier NFL teams, which fan base should be most excited for this season? Cardinals, Jets, Dolphins are your options. 40% say Dolphins.
Yeah.
30% say Jets, 30% Cardinals.
Yeah, because at least with the Dolphins, if Malik Willis is good, then you can say, hey, we got a quarterback. Away we go. The others are in purgatory until the draft. So when you say excited about this seat, now if you're telling me which one am I most excited about their future, if I ignore who owns them and just how bad they've been historically, it would be the Jets. They have 3 number 1 picks next year. So they're going to be able to transform that thing in a big, big way as long as they don't mess it up. It's a First Friday. Time for your officially endorsed.
Bishop and Friends present First Friday. Officially endorsed because everyone deserves 2 Fridays.
You drink for the wrong reasons. My generation, we drink because it's good. Because it feels better than unbuttoning your collar. Because we deserve it. We drink because it's what men do.
All right, look, this is officially rodeo season in the beloved home state of Montana. And so there's a rodeo. The way that Montana works in the summer, there's a rodeo in a small town every weekend, starting last weekend until August, all the way through Labor Day. There's one every weekend. You just go to a different town and have a party. That's what it amounts to. And it also is incredibly warm and hot. And it got me thinking of which is what it is here right now. Got me thinking of what is the greatest alcoholic thirst quencher for this, and the answer, simply put, is rodeo beers. So here's what you do. You take a Yeti, very similar to the one that I have here, and you pour 2 Yellow Jackets into that Yeti. You then take a lime, maybe 2, and go heavy lime squeeze inside that Yeti, and then scoop of ice on top. Rodeo beers, you're officially endorsed on this fine First Friday. It'll get you through all summer long. Time for 3 things on a First Friday.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3 things.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, number 1 for me, NBC is just concluded 8th grade. It is now in his 8th grade to freshman summer. And never have I needed Uber Kids more than right now. Because this dude makes plans as if he has a vehicle and is legally allowed to drive. But of course he is not. So you will find out about a 14-year-old's plans roughly 6 minutes before the plan is to be executed. The expectation on you is that you will drive them wherever they want to be driven, that you will pick them up at all hours of the night, whenever it is convenient for them, regardless of what you are doing. I need Uber Kids. I need it now.
It's ambitious. 6 minutes before you got to go. Hey, Mom, hey, Dad, you're not doing anything, right?
Oh, yeah, you got to go hang out with my buddies. Can you drive us? Well, how far is it? 20 minutes. Oh, okay. How long do you think you're going to stay? Just pick us up like 10:30. Dude, I'm out. 10:30? Are you kidding me?
Sounds like an e-bike.
Or feet.
You know how I feel about those, Bake.
We'll get into more of this tomorrow. I'm just seeing from Barstool Sports, John Gruden apparently had interest from multiple college programs in the offseason. Now, not sure exactly what the positions that were being offered were. He ultimately decided that he was happy where he was. I mean, we'd had that question, when he was in Columbus for the coaches clinic. It's like, does he just enjoy so much being John Gruden, I should say, quirky football personality, more so than getting back into the grind of things that what college job would demand?
I think this is the perfect timing for it because he doesn't really have to recruit. If he just went to a school that had big money, all he'd have to do is just be the guy who says, sign these guys, these guys, these guys. I think he might actually work.
So I'm not sure why, as we've just ended the Triple Crown season, but it seems like this weekend and early this week, I've seen a lot of videos about Secretariat. And I knew how good of a horse Secretariat was, that he won the Triple Crown, and how many of these other horses throughout the years have come from his bloodlines. But I started to look into Secretariat a little more, and I realized that he had the fastest Kentucky Derby, Preakness, and Belmont Stakes ever. And it hasn't been beaten, and that was 1973. So I kind of looked into track and field records and swimming records and what they were in 1973 to compare to today, and it's not even close.
No.
But yet Secretariat has these records, and he has the Belmont by 2 seconds still. Is Secretariat the greatest athlete of all time? Because I think he might be.
He's the most dominant athlete of all time. Yeah. That always is stupefying to me when you think about it in that respect, Bake, that no horses come close to it.
The swimming records are insane how different they are.
Yeah. Even like the track and field stuff. But like that horse truly was a unicorn. Truly was a unicorn in every way. Number 2 for me. So NFL teams are doing all their media pictures for their stadiums and all of that stuff. And the Browns had theirs out on Monday. I wish they would go away from the orange pants. I don't mind them as a one-off, but I think the brown over white, to me, is the cleaner home look. I know some people really love the Cardiac Kids look. I'm just not one of them. I don't mind it as a one-off, but as a regular home uniform, I like the brown over white, like the classic Jim Brown, Bernie Kosar look better.
Gosh, I think the brown over orange pants is
So you're the opposite. You're the opposite.
I think it looks so good.
It looks good, but I want it for one-offs.
Are you a brown over white, Reese?
Yeah, I want it for special occasions. But I get it.
I also believe with the white jerseys, they should always wear the brown pants.
Oh, I like white over white. I like the Kosar white over white.
Just a quick update from the Oilers and their investigation, or I guess what is the Oilers asking the NHL to do an investigation on Mike Babcock and the events in Columbus per a PA request. This from Darren Dreger. There's no timeline on how quickly this can be carried out. The Oilers are aware players involved, etc. in 2023 will have to be interviewed. If Babcock were to back out at this stage, a league source says there would be no reason to investigate. You sure you want to do this, Edmonton?
That's so interesting because the investigation I thought was already done. What do we need another one for? I don't know about that. Make sure we get this in. Rothman Ice are coming up next. A lot of NFL talk with the boys today. They'll have Adam Schefter on at 12:30 and the radio voice of the Cincinnati Bengals, Dan Horde, at 1:30.
And that's going to be it for us as we are up against it a little bit. You have that to look forward to, which is nice. It is your first Friday. Make sure you act accordingly. We're back tomorrow. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics. Weeknights at 6 on the Buckeye Show. News.